I need attachments.
Not bad.
It is showtime.
तो गाल पे करने भाई
नहीं,
छोटी
शुरू हो जा सब।
बिल्ली तुझे बड़ा चाहिए तो मैं तुझे बड़ा देता हूँ।
साथ दा कसम है इन्हां दी मैं इंज दी बजानी है ना जेदा कोई हिसाब नहीं। बस साथ दे आज एक बारी ना कोई ना को समझा देंदा कि ਉਹ ਪੈਰਾਸ਼ੂਟ ਅੱਗੇ ਆ ਗਈ ਓਏ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਚੁੱਕੋ।
कहाँ पे मार तो कर
ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮੈਂ ਨਿੱਕੇ ਨੂੰ ਮਾਰ ਦਿੱਤਾ।
हिट है अच्छा मैं फंस गया हूँ कहाँ से ऊपर आऊँ।
ਤੂੰ ਕਿਤੇ ਫਸ ਗਿਆ।
निकल आऊँ पहाड़ी से फंस गए यार मुझे छोटी लुल्ली को मार दिया तूने।
Watch out!
ਓਏ ਇੱਧਰ ਮਾਰ ਓਏ। इधर
हाँ हाँ मेरे सामने बंदा है।
Form up!
और बुला ले अपने घर में मरो अब। बहन दी तेरी मैं कह रहा हूँ मेरी एचपी कप मेरे सामने बंदा है।
कौन 4 किल निकला ने बड़े ने।
किल भी नहीं गया लेकिन वो तो पैरों वाला कैरेक्टर भी निकला हुआ है।
मेरे पास वो मुकम्मल सेट है।
कुत्ते सारे लूट करी जा रहा है।
मैंने नहीं पंगे लाने।
पता तेरा भाई चंगा ही।
बस 2 दिन ठहर जा।
क्यों?
2 दिन ठहर जा।
रूम तो जी। तो तूने तो लेवल 1 का बैग भी नहीं छोड़ा। ओके सीखे हो। ओए पोमी को बुला ले सुन।
कौन भूमि?
पोमी केरा पोमी एक ही अपना पोमी पे जो और केरा पोमी आ गई।
ना राज्य दुनिया है।
ये चीज
क्या राज्य दुनिया है?
अच्छा ओए दल्ले बात सुन सुन सुन।
हाँ बस।
किसी ने कुछ कहा तुझे?
ओ नहीं, ये कुछ नहीं आख्या
एक
यार।
क्यों नहीं
कॉल
रहते
करनी को गा, गल पता की है। कॉल करनी को नहीं उंजे आके जड़ा सिर खा लेना ते जे मैं माइक सारी दिहाड़ा ऑन रखा ठीक है। अपनी
हाँ
बारी जे मैं आखा तो मेरी बारी माइक नहीं ऑन करना। मैं इथे जड़ा कोई
कुतियां
फुद्दू बैठी है जड़ा।
ये भैन जी मनु कहती आपका 10 मिनट छोड़ रहा है। मैंने कहा बात सुन। मैंने कहा यार बात सुन वो जान वो ऐसा बंदा है वो किसी को छोड़ता नहीं है ठीक है ना जब तक वो अगला ना चाहे। मैंने कहा यार कहता मुझे वीडियो कॉल कर। मैंने कहा भाई प्यार किया है तो करती क्यों है कर कॉल वीडियो कैसे मैंने ऐसे कहा थे।
हाँ तो सही है करे गल करे।
मैंने
मैं उन्हें
वो
कहता
कुत्ते तो मेरे को चंडा खा लेनी है क्यों नहीं बोल रहे?
मैं और की भौंका
सुन मेरा नेट स्लो चला लग गया फिर। हाँ मैंने उसे कहा मैंने कहा भाई
अपना
प्यार किया कहती मेरे घर
नेट
वाले मुझे मार।
अपना नेट अपना सही कर। हाँ नहीं
मुझे मुझे
उन्हें ते
अच्छा मुझे बात सुन छोड़ दे। मुझे कहती है मेरे घर वाले मार देंगे। मैंने कहा जब प्यार किस बात पे किया फिर जब डर है इतना। मैंने कहा प्यार किया तो
Not
फिर प्यार
bad.
करूंगा वैसे ही। ऐसे ही कहा उसे।
हाँ मैसेज करन वास्ते टाइम हुंदा है। सही है सारा कुछ करन वास्ते टाइम हुंदा है। साडे वास्ते टाइम को नहीं है।
कहती मैं अपना मोबाइल में साइलेंट रहता 24 घंटे अगर मैसेज भी आता तो मेरी जान बन जाती। मैंने कहा बात सुन अगर तेरे में इतनी हिम्मत नहीं है ना तो प्यार उससे ना कर ठीक है ना। वो मैसेज करने वाला बंदा ही नहीं है और ना वो कॉल ही वॉइस मैसेज करता है। पहली बात तो ये है। मैंने कहा तुझे इतने महीने हो गए उसके साथ रहते तुझे अभी तक ये नहीं पता चला कि वो एसएमएस करते या कॉल या वॉइस करते। मैंने कहा तुझे अभी तक ये नहीं पता चला उसकी आदत का ठीक है। कहती नहीं वो बात नहीं मुझे डर लगता मेरे घर वाले मार देंगे। मैंने कहा तेरे घर वाले मार देंगे ना तू जा फिर उससे प्यार ना कर तू फोन चला। मैंने कहा जब प्यार किया ना एक दूसरे की फीलिंग को समझना चाहिए ठीक है। हम दोस्त हैं भैन दी थी। मैं क्या ऐसा रोड पे होती तो मैं वीडियो कॉल ठोक छड़दा वा सुन। मैं कहता वीडियो कॉल ठोक सकदा वा भैन दी तेरी तू प्यार हो के तू इधर भैने की ला रही है। मैं कहा उन्होंने कुड़ियां दी टेंशन नहीं है वो सारी कुड़ियां छड़ के तेरे नाल लग्या है वो तेरी किस्मत चंगी है तेन लभ गया वो ठीक है। उसके बाद मैंने कहा अगर यार क्या उसे कहा अपनी वीडियो कॉल करे, मैंने तुझे कहा वीडियो कहते, मैंने कहा यार तू कर वीडियो कॉल, उसने वीडियो
ओए
कॉल नहीं की थी। हाँ
ਉਹ ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਚੁੱਪ ਕਰ ਜਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਕਰ
किसके?
पाकिस्तानी दे
ना करो लाइव
सामने
यार, यार भाई लाइव और क्या करना है,
I'm
हमने
really
लाइव ही करना है।
मेरे सामने बंदे
तेरे सामने मेरे पास आ, मुझे लेने आ। भैन दी सीढ़ी, मुझे अभी तक लेवल 1 का बैग तक नहीं मिला है ना, पता नहीं कहाँ जंगलों पे छोड़ दिया इन्होंने।
Let's go!
याद वापस है
कुत्ते तो मुझे लेने आ, गाड़ी है तेरे पास, लेने क्यों नहीं आ रहा मुझे?
Form up on me.
हाँ लेने आ मुझे।
I got supplies.
ਪਹਿਲਾ ਤੇ ਆਖਰੀ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਹੈ
ये चीज
PUBG ਛੱਡਣ ਦਾ
ये पबजी छोड़ रहा तू?
ਕੱਲ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਡਿਲੀਟ ਹੋਣਾ
ये ना कर
No.
यार, पैनिक की ना कर, मैं दिमाग खराब ना करूँ।
ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਮੈਂ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਢੂੰਡਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਪਿਆ ਰੀਜ਼ਨ ਲੱਭ ਗਿਆ ਅੱਲਾ ਅੱਲਾ ਤੇ ਖੈਰ ਸੱਲਾ
तू उसकी वजह से गेम छोड़ देगा पैन नो, मैं लॉबी में तो जाने दे।
ਗੱਲ ਸੁਣ ਗੱਲ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਤੇ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਤੇ ਦੂਸਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਕੱਲ ਮਾਫੀਆ ਵੀ ਛੱਡਿਆ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਯਾਰੀ ਪਿੱਛੇ ਉਹਨੇ ਛੱਡ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਨਾ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੀ ਹੈ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਮੈਂ ਡਿਲੀਟ ਕਰ ਸੜੀ ਸੀ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਸਿਰਫ ਇੱਕ ਮੈਚ ਮਾਫੀਆ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਖੇਡਿਆ ਸਾ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਰ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਤੇ ਆਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਹੈ ਯਾਰੀ ਦਾ ਵਾਸਤਾ ਹੀ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਤੇ ਆਖਰੀ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਯਾਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਆਖਿਆ, ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਖਿਆ ਸੀ ਭਰਾ ਮੈਂ ਤੂੰ ਭਰਾ ਬਣ ਕੇ ਰਿਹਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਾਲ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਤਕਰੀਬਨ 1.5 ਸਾਲ ਚੱਲੇ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਅਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਯਾਰੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਬਾਇਓ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਉਹਨੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਆਖਿਆ ਤੇ ਨਾ ਬਾਇਓ ਤੋਂ ਇਲਾਵਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਈ ਲਫ਼ਜ਼ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਖਿਆ ਇੰਜ ਦਾ
ये माफिया क्या
ਕੱਲ ਉਸ ਬੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਡਿਲੀਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਇਹ ਗੇਮ ਜਦ ਮੇਰਾ ਦਿਲ ਆਵਾਜ਼ਾਰ ਹੋਇਆ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਆਖਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਆਈਡੀ ਲਾਗਇਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਤੇ ਕਰਨੀ ਯਾਰ ਸੂਰਤ ਤੋਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਮੈਂ ਹਾਲਾਂਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਤੱਕ ਆਪਣੀ ਆਈਡੀ ਦਾ ਪਾਸਵਰਡ ਆਈਡੀ ਲੌਗਇਨ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਸਾਰਾ ਦੇ ਖੜੇ ਆ ਉਹਨੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੌਗਇਨ ਕੀਤੇ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਕੱਲ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਨਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਉਂਝ ਮੂਡ ਆਫ ਹੈ ਅੱਜ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਡਿਲੀਟ ਕਰ ਦਿਆਂਦਾ
मैं तो लिखोगी ना तेरा मूड ऑफ है तो नहीं मेरा मूड ऑफ नहीं है ये बात सुन के मैं तुम्हें कहता हूँ तेरा मूड ऑफ है तो यार बलिया हरामी, तुझे मेरा पता है ना तेरा, मुझे पता चला कैसी कहेंगे बलिया तो मोटी भी
ਬਸ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਦਿਲ ਮਾइंड ਆਫ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਗੁੱਸਾ ये वो सारा कुछ
माफी तो मैं लूंगा नहीं, टेंशन ना ले, अभी मैं तो जाते कह रही हूँ
मार लो हाँ सामने बंदे
भाई तुम लोग ऊपर चले गए, मुझे बताते तो जाओ ऊपर।
तेनों खाना सूरत मुकम्मल डाटे ओपी
Okay.
तो कितने हो?
लॉबी ਭੁਲੇਖੇ ਭੁਲੇਖੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨੇ ਜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਸ ਚੱਲ ਲॉबी
ओए मेरा किल चोरी कर लिया असल तूने।
I'm
ਮੈਂ
really
ਨਹੀਂ
sorry.
ਕੀਤਾ
क्या
ਪਾਕਿਸਤਾਨੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਪਾਕਿस्तानी
यार
ਕੀਤਾ
मेरा एक किल चोरी कर लिया यार, एक किल मसा हुआ था।
इधर बंदे
Watch out. Watch out.
अरे यार नंबर बोर्ड पे है कहाँ पर ये?
क्या है भी आज इधर भी है अंदर अंदर होना कोई ना कोई
ओए एनर्जी तू ले गया सारी। जल्ले तू हर चीज लूटी जा रहा है यार, मैंने रोने लग जाना यहाँ पे।
मेरे अगले पास बंदा
कहाँ पे है?
पंपिंग लेव कर गया तू आगे बंदे मेरे वाले
कहाँ पे
साइड
है?
पे
इतना आगे क्या करने गया तू?
जस्ट आया
मैं अभी आया तेरे पास। तो तू गेम कल डिलीट कर देगा? ना करना भैन दी चीज तेरी दी।
Bilal. Bilal. Hello.
Nothing como va
Abre la puerta. Abre la puerta.
इधर बंदे
Watch out.
तो मैं उस तरफ जा रहा हूँ, फायर आया था।
Venía a trabajar. ¿A dónde?
No, pues, no, esta mañana.
No sé.
No, eso.
Hey, Hendon.
Sí, sí, eso va a ser.
No sé.
Mañana.
Trabajar.
ओपी एक ये है
Watch out.
अबे यार फिनिश करवा दिया
Mira. Solo sí.
Mañana trabajo.
गले के पुत्र कुत्ती के बच्चे तूने फुल किया।
¿Y Lila?
चल मेरे लॉबी चल तू मेरा पुत्र छुट्टी कर
Help. I'm being surrounded.
afuera.
और हसन तू पहले रश करने जा, तू मुझे बता तो जा, बता भी दिया कर मैं रश करने जा रहा हूँ।
Sí, dime.
Mira, vamos a trabajar.
तू बताता क्यों नहीं रश करने जा रहा हूँ? हाँ हसन, हसन
एक मिनट।
Thank you.
No sé.
बताता क्यों नहीं है?
I got supplies.
हसन आवाज आ रही है मेरी? हसन हेलो ब्रो, नंबर 3 नंबर 4 यार, मुझे 8 क्रिस्टल देना यार, मुझे 8 क्रिस्टल दो।
चल सही है, मैं ना बैग जा रहा है।
Hasan, trabaja.
नहीं तो रोको ना, रोको रोको रोको, बस थोड़ी देर रह गया
यार मैं ना भी
देखता हूँ।
वेट करना।
यार तू रोक या मैच देख लेना कि मौत पेंदी है। क्रिस्टल दो यार, मुझे क्रिस्टल दो, नंबर 4 क्रिस्टल दो। ओके ब्रो, थैंक यू यार।
Let's go. Get in the car.
गाड़ी ले आओ, गाड़ी ले आओ, एक जना गाड़ी ले आओ। बतरी गाड़ी ले आओ यार। बस बस रोक दो 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 रोक दो।
Watch out. Watch out.
पे मार करो यार, मार करो।
Watch out. Marked a location.
मैं नजर नहीं आ रहा था, बस मर गया। जोन में आ जाओ, जोन में आ जाओ, जोन में आ जाओ, जोन में चले आ जाओ।
Thank you.
Not bad.
गाड़ी लेके आ सकते हो एक जना? मार करो, किस तरफ है, मार करो।
Okay. Let's go.
नंबर 3 आप आज जो जोन में वो नहीं बच सकता, वो आप आ जाओ, आप ही मर जाओगे। नंबर 3 आ जाओ जोन में,
Okay.
आ जाओ नंबर 3 जोन में आ जाओ।
Watch out!
कहाँ पे मार करो।
Watch out! We are number 1.
4 chicken dinners. We talked about it. 2 of them are on Erangel, the other 2 are on Miramar. So they have the monopoly on Miramar. So we're about to be going into that match. Wouldn't be surprised if FCG grabs that again. But there has been some other teams that are kind of pushing towards them when it comes to Miramar matches. Kind of interested to see if they're going to be actually grabbing this from S2G. Will they break the streak is what I'm wondering.
Yeah, so last game S2G was defeated by none other than Alpha 7. Out of all the teams in the lobby, if there's one team in particular that could take down so Alpha 7, I mean, we saw the speed and the aggression that came out, and you know, Rise also mimicked that. So there are other Brazilian teams in here that's like, you know, ramping up their violence, so to say. But the Knights, though, the Knights, they were #1 in the league week. They had a slow start yesterday, and now they're starting it off with a chicken dinner. We might just see a Knights Day as well, Glitter.
Which I would not be mad about, because we know that they're capable of it. And if that's the type of snowball that they've created now here with this first chicken dinner kicking off the day, then that would be huge for the Knights. I mean, every single team obviously trying to get as many points as they can on these super weekends. And I mean, I even have my eyes on Rise, because
Broken spirit, disparity. Broken spirit, disparity, balance bursting at the seams.
Then this zone does centralize on the edge of Los Lunas, but more towards that western side once more. Picado Hills, Power Grid, more that central bounce. As we do go back into what is the same old fight here versus Ghost and Supermassive Blazes. Every day it seems to be, every single Miramar map it seems to be these two teams up against each other, but it always goes the way of Ghost.
Actually, in League days, he was always Supermassive Blaze, but yeah, recently it seems like look, man, recently it seems like both these teams, they just don't want to fight each other, right? Usually it just comes down to a complete stalemate,
Right.
and then Ghost just decides to leave away while Supermassive Blaze take their time inside the city, and then some other team pulls up and they just die. I feel like over here, Supermassive Blaze, they need a game change, man. They need a drop change. They need to go somewhere else, because over here the problem is the majority of the place is being taken by Ghost Gaming, and Supermassive Blaze just get a little bit of it, right? That means they're also kind of struggling with the loot. At the same time, they're also not able to leave Picado as early as they want to.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you look towards Ghost, right? They don't really fight, as you say, Supermassive Blaze, and it ends up in this beautiful handshake in a way where they dance in between each other, and then actually both of them just come out. Yes, they look a little bit wounded for wear, but it essentially goes to, I think, have the better decisions of leaving first, leaving more efficiently, because we can see the difficulties of Supermassive Blaze hanging around in these compounds. There's been sometimes Supermassive Blaze getting caught out by these teams. Oh, third party, but Caseta taking down Spec, and that might be a change of fate here, but Casera also gonna drop as goes HH24. We'll find a return knock on the flank side.
The trades are there for sure, but now Ghost, they're looking to get the Reds back up on the Fallen Man. On the other side, Supermassive Blaze, it's gonna be really tough for them to give the Res back up. But guess what? The Res being denied by that nade coming in from the side of Supermassive Blaze. Another man falls down, and suddenly Supermassive Blaze, they're in a lot of advantage. And Ghost, what's going on? How are you so unaware of people being in that building? I feel like HS24 should have done a better job of conveying that intel, or maybe telling his team that there was someone on top of this building. And here we go, a little bit of miscommunication being shown from the side of Ghost, and they will have to pay the price for it. And just like that, within a blink of an eye, they just crumbled down. What?
Oh, man. You know what it is?
Oh, no.
You know what it is here, Necro. It's the caster custom. They've caster custom. That's what it is. It's just us, I'm afraid. We shouldn't have spoke about it. I'm afraid we have to hold our hands up. We have to have a moment of salute.
I look, man, look. Now the thing is, we talk about Supermassive Blaze, right? And how they were struggling throughout this. And now taking down a team like Ghost Gaming, they're definitely going to be having a little bit of confidence boost, right? Ghost Gaming all the way up on 5th position. And in that previous game, they kind of got thrown down to 5th position. If I'm not right, they were up to like 4th position, but now Fenerbahce taking the 4th position. Ghost now is down to 5th. And now with this kind of a performance, even inside the second game of Day 3 and Super Weekend, I don't know what to expect, man. Maybe Ghost Gaming is going to be dropping down a little bit more because Knights is only 5 points away.
And I actually think there's a very valid point in the aggression coming through from also Supermassive Blaze to answer Ghost and making Ghost try to match that. Some of these teams, right, on the bottom end of this leaderboard, I know it's only the first Super Weekend, and we've got other 2 Super Weekends to come, but the danger of some of these teams who are lower down on that leaderboard, having not as much to lose when it comes to keeping the consistency in points, because they're not going to get points for the first 2 days, so they can afford, I think, to play a slight little bit more aggressive to try change up their playstyle to, of course, try to catch up to the rest of these other teams ahead of them. And actually, I think that you see that in the way of Supermassive Blaze of playing. You see that in the way, actually, some of these other teams like Mad Bulls in that first game were trying to play. Yes, it doesn't work out all the time, but you can see in situations like this where Supermassive Blaze have that action of surprise, and then Ghost, they're not able to adapt in time to match that. And it's that type of plays that really does shake up the leaderboard. I mean, already, as we say, Ghost, 5th position, outside of the game already. And when we look towards that leaderboard, 3rd to about 7th position here, Necro, that's very tightly locked in between these series of teams.
But if you're talking about aggression from the side of Ghost, right, in that fight, I feel like Ghost was the one who went aggressive on Supermassive Blaze, right? They found that one kill, but then instantly there was a trade right there. And Supermassive Blaze, they just got handed over those kills. It seemed like Ghost Gaming, somewhere down the line, the communication was just not there. The call should have been made that, okay, there are some people on top of the building. Maybe you need to be careful from them. But instead, they were just showing their backs right to the building, and Supermassive Blaze just got gifted those kills. And Ghost Gaming, maybe better luck next time. Maybe you can try and show your presence of mind a little bit more in the Picado. But over here, Black Dragons, seems like the bus is, well, he definitely needs a driving license.
Man, I'm disappointed, man. Okay, you don't know it. Professor Tarzan knows it, and I mean, if he were here, he'd be ravishing me all over right now. But the beat bus love, I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I was holding it back all this time, all this week, Necro. Okay, but the beat bus, it's my favorite vehicle. Okay, it's like my butter to toast. Okay, it's like my paws to my fur. It's what really sets me off, you know. It's my favorite vehicle, and especially when you just have the beautiful lick of paint over it, you had the beautiful skin. You have like that bear skin on top of it. Just, as we say, ravage your enemies with a BB bus too. Oh man, that's what we're talking about on a Sunday evening.
I don't know how to react to that, man, because yeah, definitely it's quite an interesting choice, you know, from your side. The bus as well, I do understand, you know, you can have a whole party in it. You can take a lot of people in it as well. But yeah, if you talk about my favorite vehicle, it has to be the Golden Murado, man. Come on.
No.
How can you take your eyes off of it, bro?
It's just
You
it's
always
just like,
it's like when you're heading inside the map of Miramar, you always gotta have your one eye on that Murado.
I can't believe you just said that. I mean, we're talking about butter. It's not even gold, man. It's like fake gold is what it is. I'm convinced. It's like if you're gonna pick something, you gotta pick the fancier cars in that 1.5 ignition update, right? In Oranga. I mean, Necro, you disappoint me. Okay, I'm just gonna say it out there. It's like it's just not the case. You can't put a skin on it. You can't customize it. That's like the difference, you know. You can't have fun with the Golden Murado. I mean, it's not even got the protection. Like the BB bus, it's like the closest you're gonna get to a tank, man.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure. Closest you're gonna get to a tank. Yeah, that's definitely not wrong for sure. Yeah, the Murado is kind of like the delicate baby, right? If it catches any kind of bullets,
Drive at it on the
chance of it
battle.
blowing up. Yeah, it's like you cannot really use that in between a fight. Even in rotation, it's gonna get blown up pretty easily. So Murado definitely isn't really the choice that all these players do want to make. But now over here, taking a look at the map, we're not really seeing a lot of bodies hitting the deck after that Supermassive Blaze and Ghost Gaming fight. If you talk about bodies hitting the deck, though, this might just be the start of it, as A7 spots out the players of Na'Vi, and always somehow they manage to catch each other's eyes. I don't know what's going on. They need to try and change their rotations, man. Like, that's the only way they can get out of his safety. Yeah, and Mekyu being out in the open, spotted by the players of A7, and it seems like his teammates just don't care about him.
Oh man, Magnets as they go continue through SMB though, catching out Knights once more near rotation. Throw it towards, of course, that more western side first phase as it has shifted on towards phase 2. But Navi back towards these two Magnets themselves. Mafioso takes down Meku, but they're both inside of this blue zone. So of course, despite it only being phase 2, it is going to hurt the more they go. So the faster the fight this ends up being, the better for both of these squads, because eventually it comes to a point when you're wasting a lot of your resources. You can see Mafioso, yes, he's got a lot of bandages, but only one first aid kit, and that's not ideal when it comes to keeping yourself extended in these fights.
As you mentioned, yeah, definitely the lack of loot is going to be hurting him pretty much in the future in this game. Definitely need those meds going inside this one. But yeah, next Ria quite close to the players of Furious Gaming. The presence, I'm pretty sure, has been spotted, and here comes the charge. Are they going to be deciding to stop here? It seems like no, they're just cruising by. So Furious Gaming, they don't really have a lot of things to worry about. But next Ria definitely have spotted a couple of players out of Furious Gaming. They're going to be taking a stop there. Yikta being taken a little bit of damage onto himself. Furious Gaming now, the info pretty much has been conveyed, and Scream is the man who's quite close to the players of next Ria, so he always will have the element of surprise.
Yeah, I mean, Furious Gaming here, they should have this advantage of this compound. I mean, yes, they do have the overwatch of these two players. It do need to come a little bit closer, and I think, to have the most ability in this fight to take down Next Warrior. But Next Warrior, they know rightly so. I mean, you can't really push up onto this series of buildings and these makeshift walls, because actually you're coming into this very open space, which even if you were able to push through, what are you gonna do to actually take out the rest of Furious Gaming? Yes, you can find that one kill, but you're giving your entire position away as a team, and to come back out of that fight is going to be so much more difficult, because then you're giving away, as we say, exactly your location to Furious Gaming to block you from that exit.
That's free.
S2G. That's like Christmas, you know. That's like Santa coming down. They talk about chimney, it's dropping from the sky, man. He ain't coming down any chimney. He's coming on the mountains.
Oh, they just got gifted that AWM that easily. Oh my god. Well, here we go. We're going to be seeing some green cannon action over here, man. And I do want to see some skulls get cracked open in the map of Miramar. Ooh. This is what we like to see, those long range shots, man.
I don't think Santa approves of that. I don't think Santa approves of that, Necro.
But I mean, hey, that's what at least we want to see. Those skulls being cracked open, those long-range shots being taken. They're just so satisfying to watch because it's been a long time I haven't seen one of those, right? Because now we're finally going to be seeing that AWM in use. And H2G, they have a really good positioning as well. It seemed like they had the high ground going inside the game, and they can always try and utilize it. And now the circle kind of favoring H2G. Teams like Supermassive Blaze will have to leave their compound, including teams like Furious Gaming is on their way. They might just find a few shots for themselves.
It's beautiful for S2G, this position. Look at all of those bodies. You get one tap through coming into the zone. I mean, that ridge coming up in towards Picado Hill, coming down from Power Grid, and you have that road in between the two mountainsides. That's a real firing zone that S2G are looking towards to really capitalize on, of course, their edge drop. But you're also, I think, looking towards the rest of Picado, coming in towards San Martin Plateau. And I actually love the position coming onto Footballists who can take advantage of that plateau. And yes, it is difficult, I think, to try to fight around there because it is still fairly open, flatter ground, but it is massive high ground actually over the compound up towards the north end of Happy Little Patron, which is actually going to be how teams are going to have to rotate if they want to head further north in this zone, because rotating on the side roads beside the mountain is not going to work because it's so much easier to be shot down. That's the AWM power coming through.
Oh, that's quite close. I'm pretty sure Coops is not going to peek that again. And yes, he's just running away with the car. He realizes if he peeks it out one more time. Oh, bullet not landing, though. Silas, maybe you need to hold your nerves a little bit there. And Silas, he's taking a little bit of return fire, but it's fine. Bullets not really landing, so Silas can keep on trying. He can keep on going for those shots. But again, Knights, they're one of those teams that is going to be playing this out pretty safe. Another shot being taken from the AWM and still no connections being found yet. Seems like we have a little bit of replay over here. Oh, that's a great one.
Yeah, you can see they're not coming through. It's AWM one-shot city, baby. And it's unfortunate for Knights because, you know, as long as the rest of Silas Plew survives, there's no coming forward into that fight for Knights. They cannot aggress. And a nade as well. Insult to injury. Is Chico going to be knocked down? As another one we sent out to try and confirm the knock. But look at Fenerbahce coming in on behind. Knights are really in a tricky position right now because you can't really walk forward. And as Chico goes down, not the news you want to be delivered, because we talked about that third party coming forward. There's no exit strategy. There's no vehicle. That also got blown up in the process. As next Royer in the midst of a fight of Unicorns of Love.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Somewhere else now. Unicorns of Love going head-to-head against Nextruya as one man falls down from the side of Nextruya. Another one would almost, but no is the answer. The aim for seems like the players of Nextruya is just a little bit better. They're able to hold their nerves to the guns a little bit more better compared to Eastern Stars. And now Eastern Stars as well kind of, well, it seems like Eastern Stars have just third-partied this entire situation. Unicorns of Love were there. Lin was there in the clothesline, but him now being taken out of the equation. Eastern Stars were the one looking to take the players of Nextruya down, looking at third-party this. But now Eastern Stars as well, they will have to leave that area.
I mean, you talked about Furious Gaming potentially being there, but they dipped. They didn't want any of that three-man party going on, so it's going to be left Eastern Stars 6-4. Unicorns of Love, but FG, they're in the business of a fight of someone else. As Na'Vi, rightly so, is going to have to go on a retreat. The power grid belongs to next Furious Gaming, should I say, but that zone, it's gone back towards the south side. It's gone back towards power grid. It's heading in towards Picado Hill, and it's all about high ground, actually. It's beautiful right now for S2G, who are smack bang in the center of zone. I mean, it's like everyone's going to have to come in on towards that AWM, and I think as long as Silas Pew 7 they can survive on a high ground, S2G, this is a big opportunity for them.
Exactly, and it seems like the PUBG gods are blessing them, man. They're getting those zones, they're getting those airdrops. S2G, this is their game if they play to perfection. But if you talk about perfection, Na'Vi definitely not really showing that. One man falls down from that squad, and that's going to be putting a little bit of smiles on the players of Furious Gaming. Definitely one of those teams that is on the struggling phase. They got one chicken dinner on their name yesterday, but still the momentum did not really carry over on today. But let's just find out, are they going to be able to do better in the future lines or not? Furious Gaming finding another one on Na'Vi instead. No, that's a confirmed kill from their side. Fenerbahce, look at the rotation coming in from the side of Nextruya. That's quite a risky one, and that's quite a bold one, and still Yeta able to make it out alive from that.
I think it's too over-aggressive as Na'Vi do fall in the background. We talked about their split position and they do get punished for it, but Next Warrior as well punished for being way too active on the map in the center. You cannot go in that deep there, Necro, because everyone has their eyes on you. Even if you do survive the initial rotation in, how do you stop? How do you actually survive once everyone knows exactly where you are? And of course, they do fall down alongside Na'Vi as a result of this. Fenerbahce, though, up against Eastern Stars, who have moved from one fight of Next Warrior into the next, and Fenerbahce determined to hold this position. This is such a crucial spot here in between these two mountains because it protects against those coming in like Eastern Stars, but more importantly against the fire line of S2G up ahead.
Oh man, Eastern Stars now looking at marching forward, looking to charging forward. But again, Fenerbahce are the one in the front lines. They're going to make sure Eastern Stars really they aren't going to be having that easy way in. They're being kind of held off over here. Fenerbahce, again, they need to also take care of their back lines because we do see S2G. They might just have a clear line of sights on them. Knights, though, they're just down to those 3 men alive, but there's huge separation even from their sides. So they need to also play this one out quite safe. Supermassive Blaze off to a fantastic start inside the Miramar game. They can always try and keep the momentum going.
Yeah, it's actually a beautiful knock coming through from Supermassive Blaze with the help of Black Dragons onto Rip 7 as well as Best 2G on that kill feed. So S2G, who are currently being oppressed by Black Dragons right now, losing out a member, not going to be great news for them as that kill feed continues. So Fenerbahce, they had to step further back to take even more fire through from both Furious Gaming and Eastern Stars, but they have to hold on just a little bit longer because the zone is going to apply that secondary pressure of it. The rest of Fenerbahce needs, as they do, begin to be engulfed by that blue zone. Eastern Stars, they need to push up.
Oh man, as we were talking, we also saw a skull crack open by the side of Footballist Lovers, and it seems like he was able to connect that M24 shots onto someone. Feel kind of bad for the guy who was on the receiving end. But yeah, now, yep, it seems like, yeah, as you mentioned, Mad Bulls, well, they're sad Bulls, for sure. They're all the way in the bottom. They need to do something. They need to try and implement a new game plan. But again, this is the final day. A lot of pressure is going to be there on their backs. But guess what? Another team that is moving their way in is going to be Fenerbahce. And they're also taking a lot of shots upon them. That risky rotation is being made. But they will need to find themselves a safe point, or at least they can try and rely heavily upon. On the other side, A7 getting challenged by Mad Bulls. Actually, I was about to say Sad Bulls.
Oh no, don't do it. Don't do it. They can be happy just yet. They can be happy if they can take down A7. Otherwise, yeah, we can call them Sad Bulls right now, because I think that Mad Bulls, they've got a really tricky position to enter on from. They're very far away from that zone. Coming in, of course, as the zone is engulfing them soon. They need to be speedy about this. You can see they're trying to find those shots, but it's a third party. They're skinning. I mean, big bus power, engulfing and infuriating Furious Gaming on top of the rest of Mad Bulls, as they will strike down one. A7 in behind, though. Furious Gaming got like a meat to a sandwich here in between the fights as they do send out the BB bus. A miniature tank is entering up. They find A7 is striking down and they come over for more. It's going to loot up. One's going to cover in the back end. Still Mad Bulls. They can move forward. It's on the small screen. Football is taking down the Reds of Rise. Gaming a Rise all but falling in pieces as they're going to be wiped from the map by Footballist.
Oh, that was quite a quick wipe as well. Prize completely being dismantled out the game now. We're left with Mad Bulls again on the struggling phase. And Mad Bulls, it seems like the things were really looking great, but I don't know what to say all the time. They just get third-partied somehow. It's just so unfortunate for a team like Mad Bulls. Now Fenerbahce as well. Rebellion falls down to the front lines. They want to get the rest back up on the fallen man, but is that going to be possible? That's the question. Footballist being the one who's making sure that doesn't really happen. Soul K trying his best. He's going off limits to make sure the rest isn't really coming through. But again, is he going to be able to confirm the kill? That's the real question over here. Mad Bulls and Furious Gaming going head-to-head against each other. Furious Gaming down to just that one last man alive. Effect trying to crawl to safety. He has managed to, though. The rest should be back up on the Effect, and Mad Bulls, they can try and play things a little bit safe because they're right on the edge of the circle.
They are still alive, though. That's crucial for them. Looking worse for wear shape right now. One dead, one knocked. Two in the front trying to survive, but the zone does go in their favor. Phase 5 has stuck towards that northern shift, and they should be able to survive a little bit longer as it's been an LBMs. I think they're here, Footballers on snipers, rather, do have some of their own. For Fenerbahce, gonna go down just low once more. His love is in, though. Their position is revealed. And I think here for Fenerbahce, they should be okay, though. They do have the building. They have the center of zone. They don't need to play this so aggressive. They can wait for those in this situation to come further forward and try to fight each other throwing them in.
And look at that, on the southern side of the zone, there's just so many teams. Imagine when the clock's ticking, imagine when the wall of death starts moving, Jake, that's when all the teams from the south, they will start to traverse in the zone. And that's when a lot of fights are going to happen. But now, Eastern Stars left with only one last man alive. It's going to be Pazzi, trying his best to hold down the position that he's got himself. Xenox down quite low, but guess what? Shows his back and tries to run away. Instead, Pazzi is going to be the one who takes full advantage of that situation. Comes out on top in that one. He came in clutch for his team.
He does get it as well first. He makes the revives happen. Eastern Stars will stay alive. Supermassive Blaze, jump shot over. They take out. It's like snakes on the mountainside. Black Dragons, but GC God, he's barely alive. He takes two back. Look at him go. His Supermassive Blaze. They can be snakes, but they're being skinned alive. As Kef knocked by Atten. And just like that, Savion in ruin. There's no HP left, barely keeping his team in the game. As S2G also navigating onto Eastern Stars, is fighting on every single front.
Oh, Supermassive Blaze looks so good inside this one, but now slowly and steadily they're getting dismantled. And talking about team getting dismantled, Eastern Stars can be one of those. Octavian down quite low. Timber almost took him down, but now Timber has another thing to worry about. And Eastern Stars Aethys just takes the right opportunity to try and sneak in through from the left side and gets the final man down of Ace2G. Ace2G out the game in 7th position. Not really looking great, but on the other hand now, Aton, they're going to be taking the final man down of Supermassive Blaze. And yes, Supermassive Blaze now not in the game anymore. Things looking really bad for a team like Supermassive Blaze. Fenerbahce is still alive in the clotheslines of Footballists. And Footballists, they just have the man advantage working for them. They just have the man number working for them. They can always go for those swipe-ups.
This is the Insurgent, so right now at the end of this game, of the lower end of the bracket though, Atten Footballists, mad, all alive and all fighting for these points. Of course, all of them in so dire need of these points here in Necro. And this is a game to do it. They've all got members on board as Aton. They do look slightly a little bit less available to grab these points. It's a Nate. It bounces over the rock. They'll be thanking their lucky stars there. I think it's actually the wheel of the buggy that knocked that nade up. It was so close, though.
Yeah, definitely. They are quite lucky. They don't realize how lucky they got with that nade. But yeah, now, Mad Bulls, they have a lot of area covered. And it seems like they also do have to circle in their favor. Oh, this might just be Mad Bulls' game if they're able to play perfection. But again, the problem is the cover, the amount of cover they have to work with. They don't really have that much good amount of cover to work with over here. And they're also quite separated out from each other. Agori, though, is trying his best to close his distance. But again, no, that's not the call being made. Instead, there's just going to be playing that separation over here. Let's just see how it really pans out for them. On the other hand, Aton, they really need to move in because the wall of death is closing in. And Cardi now out in the open, he has no other choice left. And just like that, Aton, I'm pretty sure they will be taking out the game as well. And yes, that's what's going to happen. But on the other hand, Mad Bull's just getting challenged by a team like Footballists, and the goal call was being made from the side of Footballists, but it seems like the team synergy, the communication seemed kind of lacking in that one.
And Footballists, yes, they went in for the push. They're at least able to return one. As long as in Lutz on the edge of the zone, they do manage to find the information through with the help of them onto Yin Yang. They will confirm one, but it's Fenerbahce coming in as that third party. I think Fenerbahce could easily steal the show on this one if they can just be patient enough to wait on this zone. Yes, they'll need to walk in, but they've got time on their hands. Footballists, they roam in on towards them in the death duo of Dolken Machine and Fenerbahce. They take out Soul K as well. And just like that, up to 7 is Fenerbahce. It's only Mad Bulls that stand in their way, but Mad Bulls, they have the zone.
Look, I gotta say it, the boys just threw the game. The boys of football is just through the game. I don't know if they were making that push happen. I feel like they should have fully committed to it. But now, on the other hand, Fenerbahce, Flaky tried to go on that aggressive base, but it seems like he gets taken down instantly. Mad Bulls, they have the prime positioning inside this one, and there's no way they're going to be losing this, right? And yes, they win that one. They get the chicken dinner on the map of Miramar, and Mad Bulls now are definitely going to be looking a little happy after that one.
Mad Bulls, I'm telling you, they're not sad Bulls anymore. They are happy Bulls. They're jumping in the grass.
Let's go! Enemies ahead! Enemies ahead! ठीक है. Marked a location. Watch out! Watch out!
Not bad.
Get in the car. Let's go! Watch out! Wait.
Not bad.
Let's go! Let's go! Get in the car. I need consumables. Wait. Wait. I need consumables. Form up on me. Let's go! Marked a location. Enemies ahead! Form up on me.
Not bad. Not bad.
Let's go!
Not bad.
Let's go! Don't rush. Marked a location. I need a scope. Get in the car.
Not bad.
Marked a location.
Bouncing each other, it seems like, Sute at this point.
Yeah, it's
रोंडो भाई
क्या हाल है गाइस
वो मानी का गाना
Team match. Let's go.
यार मैं बोला कि रुको मैं जॉनी भाई को कॉल करके आता हूँ उन्होंने गेम शुरू कर दी उस मैच में मेरा माइक ग्लिच हो गया
Watch out.
मैं मर गया बंदा किधर था बताया नहीं मैं मर गया
Thank you. Watch out.
Reloading. Nice shot.
Killing spree for the blue team.
Dead. Reloading.
साला एक तो भी खेल नहीं यहाँ मेरा
Kill.
Killing spree for the blue team.
अबे यार कवर में जाके मरा हूँ मैं ये क्या सीन है
Clear.
पिंग तो सही है 36 आ रही है मसला क्या है
Watch out.
Enemy down.
करना क्या मेरा वक्त ही बनाया ना वो बनाया ये
The blue team is in the lead. Watch out.
अबे
जी पोपर
Kill. Reloading.
इसका सही बड़ा हुआ है
Watch out. Watch out!
Cover me! Enemy down!
Watch out!
अबे यार एक बंदे को मारो दूसरा आ जाता है।
देख जवाब आया था
Watch out!
देख के ना मैंने क्या कहता उत्थे मैसेज करा दियो भेज
Nice shot!
Watch out!
Cover me!
ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ
Dead! Clear! Great! You're about to win!
The
कवर
red
में
team
मार
doesn't
रही
have a
यार
lot of
समझ
time
नहीं
left. Killing
पिंग तो
spree
सही है
for the
मुझे।
blue team!
Not bad!
Watch out!
मसला क्या है?
बड़ा और के लिए नहीं आ मेरे
Blue team victory!
No.
वाह
मौज कर दी।
Overall, even like we've seen signs that they could do it, but this is a different lobby. We're into 2021 at the end of the year, and at the end of each year, teams just get better and better. And one thing that I feel like is a lot of teams are catching up to Ghost Gaming's level, or even potentially surpassing them. So let's see at the end of these super weekends if Ghost Gaming could still be a top 3 team, or if it's going to go over to another region. Glitter.
Those are some big shoes you're setting up that Ghost has to fill there, Zoo. They're going to need to put in a lot of work, although they are definitely capable of it. It's just going to boil down to that consistency. I completely agree with all the stuff you're saying about their ability to do the best on Erangel. That's why I'm hoping they're able to pick it up here in this next match. So we'll have to see if that's going to come true or not.
Yeah, and luckily we do not have to wait long to go ahead and see. We're going to be jumping into our next match, our third match of today on Erangel. Let's see if Ghost can go ahead and bring it back, or if FSGG will strike again, throwing it over to Highland Wolf and Mustache Dave.
We're back at it, boys. Dave, you're in the house, my man. Game number 3, we're dipping it on into a wrangle. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm in your house. I'm right behind you. Look behind you.
Oh,
I'm looking at you, man.
Oh,
I'm looking
you're my
at you. So
green
let's get
screen.
into the game, though. Match number 3. I heard Zute talking about football list. And you know what? Zute knows the secret here. And the secret is that it's Sunday. And everybody knows it means Soulcase Sunday, baby. So I'm looking for football list to come out on top, get that winner chicken dinner, and really keep that Soulcase Sunday vibe going here.
Is that what you're telling me? It's Soulcase Sunday diff? Is this how it goes?
Yep.
Footballers
Yep.
just automatic win? They don't
All
even
day.
need to get off the playing path. They're already winning before they even drop on the map, man.
Send them the check. Send them the check. Looking around, though, S2G yesterday popping off 2 chicken dinners in a row. Day 1 chicken on deck, 2 chickens also. Where are the chickens at today, though? Are they full? Or do they want more chicken? I have to assume they do. Currently in that first place spot, I was looking at the numbers. They got 56-point difference between them and second place. That's a bunch of points, and they are definitely having a phenomenal super weekend number 1.
I mean, I think they've already proven themselves by far and large, right? They deserve to be here, and they clearly have such a lead that is so insurmountable. Even though they've not actually done all that well today, they've not had the greatest of games, they've still been doing okay, and that's enough to actually keep that, what you said, over 50-point lead, which is essentially, at least as we said yesterday, right, 2 full big games worth of points that someone else needs, on top of the fact of S2G not getting any points, just to even catch up, never mind even surpass the rest of S2G. And that's such a massive advantage coming in, of course, not only to the end of this Super Weekend, but the rest of the other Super Weekends too, if S2G can maintain their spot in those Super Weekends.
Yeah, and Super Weekends, obviously not a guarantee, right? You got to compete during the league play, you got to qualify for them, you got to be top 16. So there is definitely a possibility that these teams at the top, in Abache, S2G, don't qualify for next Super Weekend because they are at the top. And what I tend to always think that these teams that start strong, they get a lot of eyes on them, right? People, they look back, they watch the VODs, and they start to kind of study their gameplay, start to study their rotations. So S2G, they might just be painting a target on their back.
Don't say it. Don't say it, Dave. You're gonna cast a curse and just put tape over it. Just put tape over it right now, Dave. No, don't do this to me. Don't ruin my favorites of the Turkish squad, okay? But they're doing well. We don't need to cast a curse on them. Although, to be fair, I wouldn't be obliged to cast a curse on them. I'm loving what we're seeing so far today. Because actually, I think, we talked about it, the insurgents of that bottom of the league, and it's Mad Bulls on top. They're, as we said, the Happy Bulls now. And they're getting that chicken dinner coming hot off the press, and now they're coming on to in Wrangle. They also had a good first game. I think this is a different Mad Bulls that we've seen from, quite frankly, the rest of the Super Weekend beforehand.
So they went from Sad Bulls to Happy Bulls to now back to their original name, Mad Bulls.
That's exactly it, dude. They're order
ninth
Bulls,
place spot.
Dude. There's 4
All
of them.
the Bulls.
There's one missing, dude. We got a Sad, the Mad, Bad. No.
What do you call this?
Oh, I call this execution. Is what I call it.
I call that the Coop Special. And talking about the Knights, checking in with the Knights, actually. 6th place overall, 12 games played. They got a nice little amount of kill points, 62 kill points, but not the most optimal placement point, sitting at 44. And we tend to look at these teams at the top. They have a nice 50-50 split for the most part when we're talking placement points and when we're talking kill points. That's where you want to be. You want to be consistent on both sides of the board. And we all know from NA Knights, they definitely have that gun power, and it clearly shows on those kill points. But they're having a challenging time, at least here Super Weekend number 1, when we're talking placement points. And I'm going to chalk it up to when I spoke to Chico the other day. They were telling me that they wanted to try out some new things when we're talking splits, and they wanted to flex out a little further than what they're normally used to doing here. So I'm very curious if that's what they've kind of been implementing here, some new soft strats, and maybe that's been kind of biting them in the butt here, at least when we talk about placement points. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, to be fair, definitely these placement points, something that has been actually an entirely different story between those and those getting kills. And I think
look at his push
definitely Rise, we are definitely going to be one of these more aggressive squads so coming forward. And Rise, full mad frontal, Frozen, he's on his own, dude. It's a bullying right now, cyberbullying.
Looking to rise up here. Mythic, Uzi in hand. Oh, Frozen able to
going in.
Play that cat and mouse. Going to be taking some shots at Mythic, but Mythic with the spray down right there. Frozen still back against the wall. UMP in hand. It's a 1v4. Obviously, it's going to be a real challenge to make it on out of there alive. We saw they tried to get the thirst on a Mythic. Oh, but look at that. Across the way, Ghost Gaming. Bayo saying, snipe, snipe, I'll take that. 1 point going over to Ghost with the third-party action.
That's what feels bad, man, Dave. When you go so hard in on it, you send Mythic in with the Uzi, try to slap him down, and then Ghost just walk in on the rest of the hillside towards Rozhok, and he'll, thank you very much. And there's eat it all up. I mean, they're the better winners of this treat.
Well, Zute did say that they're going to be number 1 here at the end of this Super
Is
Weekend.
that it? That's what happens.
I was caught off guard with that. I was like, okay,
that's the reason.
That's a hot take right there. So we'll see. You know, Ghost, they definitely have experience, I'm going to say. They got experience when competing at the top levels. And right now, top 5, pretty solid start for Super Weekend number 1. But obviously, all eyes, S2G right now, sitting way at the top, like we talked about, 56 points ahead of second place. This team right now, they got it all. You know, they got everything going for them, and I think they should just continue with this momentum. Whatever they've been doing, keep doing, because you want to get that point gap even wider, because we're talking about points, we're talking about Super Weekends. What they're talking about here, well, they're talking about $362,000. That's what they're talking about. They got their eye on that first place prize, and that is some life-changing money, man.
It's not bad for a weekend of play there, Dave, just to slap up 362,000. Just count up dollar bills. That's what I'm doing, quite frankly, if I'm one of these players. But you're talking about, of course, that gap in between the rest of the leaderboard. And I think the SUG, despite the fact, of course, they're clearly running away with the game, 2nd to 8th position is all above and the rest. They are the ones fighting in that top half of the leaderboard. Mads, they're looking to join them though, as we said. They've had that good result, but there's such a big deficit between 8th to 9th position. And it's really actually what we're seeing is these 2 different halves in the leaderboard as a whole. Is Na'Vi part of that bottom half, looking to try and make that push alongside Footballers, who we didn't expect it coming in, but Na'Vi very far down on that leaderboard. 13 already, Dave. They are not having a great Super Weekend whatsoever.
Ooh, looks like Na'Vi tried pulling up in this compound to claim it for themselves. Na'Vi, they still have a player in the back lines, but Solke pulling up. Remember, Solke Sunday almost getting that run over right there on a Tixie, but Tixie able to take some nice shots, chuck Solke out pretty low. Rome, really low, about 1 HP, but Luke's in the front line, grenade in hand with their squad mate. Lavison trying to get the confirms in the front line, and Lavison, taking a grenade to the face here. Let's see, Lutz really needs to pull out some type of clutch play, because it's not looking too good right now. I know Footballers have the numbers advantage, but they're missing some prime shots right here. It looks like Solke able to wrap around as Lutz had that distraction. Solke, that's a huge play right there to get him from behind.
But what's going on? Look at Kitsune, he's finally only found a vehicle now, and Matic, he's the only one surviving in a destruction here from Footballers over on top of Na'Vi. Lovison is down. That could provide some form of hope in a way here for Na'Vi to slow the assault, but Kitsune, how does he get across? He has to go across that open field, and from there, Footballers easily should stop him.
I don't think he does. I don't think they do. They're just going to be out there trying to hold it down from that angle, pretty far through that angle if they have that window, and maybe trying to get some damage on the board here. Right now, the main priority for Footballists is to take out Matic here. They know they're still at least a solo in this compound. They got the numbers advantage. They can work as a team, as a unit, and pretty much push up those stairs together and get the spray down, take them out. Matic really low, able to get that heal. I'm really surprised with how passive, I'm going to say, Footballers are playing here. They're playing this one really slow here. Okay, Molly on the balcony. But Matic right behind that door. Not even phased.
He's the only place to go. He's got nowhere else to run. The rest of his floor is on fire. As Footballers, they are on fire when it comes to try and get out in the front. But it's Matic, the one with the shots on target. He dips and dives. He parkours his way out. He's trying to survive, but he runs straight into 2 more. It's a 1v4. It's impossible for him to escape that one. Footballers to clean up 3 kills. Kitsune, oh, hello, Solke. A little bit of burning time for now. It gets a little bit too spicy.
Yeah, that was their own Molly, too. Getting a little too spicy for sure. But they did come out on top of that one at the end of the day, and they're going to be right there on that west side. But all those shots, though, we know Unicorns of Love like to play the west side of this map. So Unicorns of Love will have to pay close attention. Maybe they'll decide to third party that one. But over here, Fenerbahce, I believe, Span from the desk looking for a winner chicken dinner from this team. Well, they need to survive the barrage of bullets from Eastern Stars right now.
Still, there's Eastern Stars relying on the Kappa Hollow teaming because they've lost at least one. And this is going to fall down with Fenerbahce. We put the smokes away of their vehicles, looking to try and make that push out, of course, of that more southern point here towards the east side, as that zone did go towards them. There is some advantages here towards this phase, as they can rotate around Eastern Stars, and they can potentially try then to look to catch them on those hilltops afterwards. They have the dips between that lake there to utilize to avoid the eye lines of Eastern Stars. As Octavian, though, he doesn't want any of that secretiveness, as he will go in on the back end. He will potentially spy out Bombi as he managed to dodge one out, managed to dodge a grenade, but would get into the vehicle in time, and he goes up, tails his way out of there, and yes, he does survive, despite Eastern Stars' best attempts to stop him.
Yeah, and Eastern Stars, they need to kind of make up their minds sooner rather than later, because we do see Mad Bulls out there in Yasnaya who might opt to rotate north of that Yasnaya River, that inlet right there. Next zone does pop as well. I'm looking at A7 at the top. They were holding out a 2-2 split with a ton of sightlines on a good chunk of this next circle. So I'll have to pay attention to see if they do decide to group up here once again, play as a 4-man team, or if they're confident and they'll remain in their 2-2 split.
Still, back towards Supermassive Blaze. It's Fenerbahce who escaped one thread and only dive into the next, because that zone has gone away from them finally. It's gone over towards shooting range and in towards those bridges around Roshok as Supermassive Blaze. They do take those shots on and make their presence known, but Corps 2, Supermassive Blaze outside of that zone, need to move their way further forward, because that zone in particular, there's not actually all that much space to take control of. You talked about those high hills and shooting range. That could be an option, but A7 already control there. Getting back over to S2G, more towards that south side, of course, that's the other location. But here is a strong strength of S2G's compound inside the center as well.
Black Dragons, I really like this little roadblock they have set up right here on this east side. They got some cover and they have their vehicles to utilize, as well as SMB were trying to make that rotate. They did find that little ledge to avoid those sight lines, but regardless, this compound, this little blue warehouse, I do not like it at all. And I feel like SMB feel the same way, as they had their whole team there. They decided to send out to look for another spot. We'll see what they can do here. SMB desperately needs some points, because they are, what, mid-pack team? A little below that, if I'm not mistaken. And we only got 3 more games to go for the Super Weekend.
And then back on towards that super shooting range here, that Super Weekend as well, Dave. I mean, you talked about it, right? We're heading to a close of this first one. 3 more games of the first week, and we talked about what these teams on the lower end have in store. Can they pick up that aggression? Can they find those points? Nana, one of them, who did so well in the second game, find a shot far range onto Eastern Stars. And on the opposite, actually, Eastern Stars have looked slightly further back and towards their skill here in these final days. They've not had a good game so far. They've dropped from that 5th position, of course, down towards that 8th. And actually, so many of those teams, of course, from that 9th, 10th, and so on position, all looking to try cut that gap that Eastern Stars have already built for themselves.
Yeah, and I think as these teams start to realize, okay, we only got 3 more games to go, 2 after this, the teams at the really bottom with a couple points, they're going to realize, okay, we need to really capitalize on the fact that we're here in this Super Weekend and try to get some points. Aton, one of those teams dead last, wouldn't be surprised if we see them getting a little more aggressive compared to what we saw over the last 2 days. But over here, looking at Mad Bulls, they took up one of the entrances here. Nice little spot up there in the north, but recall A7 kind of been hovering around the area for some time, so very curious to see if they will be forced to defend, because A7, I have to assume, are on the hunt to look for a new compound. And talk about being on the hunt, Eastern Stars, ooh, losing one in the process. Might lose Octavian as well.
It's
just
looking
maybe.
like it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he's spotted. He's been rumbled, but he gets away in time, Dave. S2G, I mean, the strength of their compound right now is another shift of the phase goes in towards their favor. There's a lot of those teams coming on the outer edges of that southwestern side, so I actually think we're playing the game slightly better until this point, such as, of course, Unicorns a lot, but now they're all going to be centered into this firefight, which is happening. So many teams actually heading in around this zone preemptively. Mad Bulls being one of those, as they will hide one of their vehicles down inside of the bunker. They don't need 3, so they keep in 2 and they get rid of 1. I like those strategies, Dave. Those small things.
Still 16 teams too.
That's true.
All the teams are still alive, so it's going to become a bloodbath here very shortly. We see footballists, all vehicles starting to make their approach into the zone. Octavian, I believe the last one alive, trying to play that snake game, that solo role to try to get those placement points. But I'm looking at footballists and unicorns of love. I got a good feeling these two teams are going to clash here very shortly. But we're gonna be checking in with the Black Dragons. Just down here in the south, trying to get some nice little pickups when we're talking about elim points. Oh, here's the clash.
Points is here. You said it right. Unicorns of love. Walking in. Find those extra knocks onto Lutz. Brown as well, going to be the next confirmed away in footballist. It looks so dire for them as they have to climb up this hill, but with only half their team to count. Okay, gonna be the next fresh. We'll not find him inside that smoke first time round, but GK first coming in as well for second helpings. Is there from the back end. He's being sprayed from all sides. This is a disaster, I think, here from footballist Sinead. He's dodging out well. Like, how much can he dodge out more? Is still even more going out front. Soulkey continuing to try find him. And for the back end, Soulkey, he does. He has Houdini strategies to dodge out of everything. Is Eastern Stars now also next Royer coming in for third party? Unicorns in love. They couldn't finish that fight up quick enough.
Oh, man. I counted like 5 grenades. I counted a whole clip of the M249. Nothing could take out Soul K right there. I'm talking about Soul K Sunday. Yeah, it didn't work out the best, but they still got 2 more games to go. So we'll catch up with them because right now, Mufasa on the roof. Rise. We got Gary X as well, looking for some angles on the Mox bomb down there. And they might even have some sight lines very shortly on the Black Dragons, who I believe are going to have to push up over that ledge as the blue zone starts to close on in. But Mufasa, DP in hand, 2 kills so far on a Rise, but they're down to just a duo.
Yeah, Black Dragons don't really have to worry about this fight onto Rise because they're going to be heading more towards the center of that zone. You can see it. The blue is coming in on towards Rise. So actually it's Rise who have to make the move as he can't stay in his compound. Of course, again, a similar situation for Furious Gaming coming in on towards Knights. And it's about that position, that positional power, not inside of the compounds and the outskirts, but actually in towards that center bit. No one's really eyeing up. I think that actually there's a big mistake in a lot of these teams, maybe being a little bit too passive and not going in further forward is Van Nate. That does go far forward though on to next row is Kitsune. We talked about those 16 teams alive, whereas 13, but it's still the solo with Kitsune alive. Is Van Nate will bounce away for now as it won't hit on to the next Roy. They do eliminate Unicorns of Love down to 12, but Kitsune, I think he's playing this slightly wrong. There's no one to give his position away. I mean, yes, he could have found that extra third nade onto next Royer, but unless he doesn't find it, lest he be dead. But there it goes. That's the kill that we were looking for, but it's not the finish that we were looking for. He needs one more. He needs to finish that through, and there's a molly. It's going to go wide, though, onto next Royer, and it do survive barely. Yetka keeps himself in the game. But can Kitsune continue to push this up? Will he go forward? Will he try to stop this? Yes, he is. He's walking in for the fight.
Go for that spray down with the UMP, but look at the blue zone just chunking them. Going to be laying down here trying to get this heal. That one grenade was huge, though. It was huge, and now looks like Gudar trying to run away, really low. Going to be going for some shots with that M4 from the blue zone. And honestly, both of these teams so far away from the next zone that if either team could just get that one additional kill point right here, right now, that would be worth it for me.
Yeah, Kitsune, I think, is going to be lost to the blue zone very shortly as A7 also bite the dust to Papa Blue. As we head down towards R11, Atten going to be joining the fray, and Papa Blue himself is picking up so many kills. This is going to be down towards that south side here, Dave. And up towards Ghost, S2G. These teams are gaining control of the zone. S2G is so comfortably not had to move out of any of these squads because they kept that central position 2 phases ago, and they've actually been rewarded for that earlier on. Now, having still a compound, I think actually the only real compound that anyone controls here in its entirety of the zone.
Yeah, I like how Timber not inside the compound, trying to push out just a little bit and make sure to defend that flank, right? Just in case somebody does decide to kind of push into the back of this warehouse. Very heads-up play right there. 4 up, too, so might as well use your numbers. 9 teams to go. Various 4 vehicles, so we might see them utilize these vehicles to kind of YOLO send it, because look ahead of them. Nothing but bare terrain. They do have a little boulder, but for the most part, not a lot of options. So we'll definitely see them utilize those vehicles. But over here, Mad Bulls. Okay, Monkey Effect trying to get some kill points on the board as a duo. Currently with 4 points so far. Oh, Monkey, you saw that, dude. Saw that, Monkey. Not taking those shots, though.
He's not. And it's about that trigger discipline, right? Because Mad Bulls, they're on the edge of that zone. They're barely getting in. They give themselves away now to Supermassive Blaze, and you can see how easily they can be taken out from their position. Yes, they have smokes, but you have to keep moving out in the open, and they don't have that many. They don't have that much utility to keep themselves alive. Barely heal up in time before the next wave of shots come through from Keth. There's also Supermassive Blaze. They need to think about moving themselves, maybe too focused in on this fight. Is look elsewhere. So important for Kusura to survive, but as Kusura gets taken out, Savian to follow is a disaster for from SMB. Is all the way back. Another shift once more. S2G is only Ghost now left with the comfortability inside of his zone. Is again, these teams move further forward. Furious Gaming going to be the first to walk in onto Ghost, but look at them drop. Trigger, Zin, Papi, Potro. They're all dropping like flies, and Ghost makes them disappear. Talk about Houdini Axe. That's Ghost for you.
Yeah, I really want to follow S2G. I'm really curious how they play this one out, because that compound that they were holding down last zone no longer in play, so they're forced to push on out. We saw them take a couple shots at Nice, who were to the north of them, but then they heard these shots between Ghost and Furious, and it looks like they're opting to third party this one, possibly. We see them on the mini-map right above them on this hill, but timing is everything, right? Timing is everything. I think HH24 realizing, okay, we're about to be pushed, pulling off that revive, and let's see what will happen as Silas doing some donuts here, trying to get the run over onto Tensa and steal that kill point. But S2G, this is one of those teams I really want to see. They are number 1 in the lobby, and I want to see like how they handle it when they don't get favored in these zones, when they have to deal with these challenging rotations in the late game. Silas, looking to get a possible run over to open up the engagement here. Spec in the smokes. Timber pulling up on the tree for that support. Silas, talk about the distraction play right here. I can only imagine. I'm in the smokes. I'm Ghost Gaming. You hear all the action around you, but Spec with the UMP doesn't care. We'll be connecting onto Timber, and here comes Bayo popping out of the smoke, looking for that drop shot. Do you drop shot, bro? VSS Bayo trying to come back at final form here, but Silas from behind taking down Ghost Gaming.
That's right, S2G, we played that game, the timing perfectly. You said, when do we come over that hill? Well, it came it over the perfect time. They saw the kill feed light up, and then they make their move, and they find themselves in the second position. They find themselves not with a zone, no, as the rest of Black Dragons here are going to continue to steal away that zone through from S2G. They make the move first, they have the slight hill advantage, they gain the information, the higher ground there, but Silas P, that nade was beautiful coming in from Black Dragons, and they let it rain over him. 7 barely alive. 7 goes down here too. Kelsey the only one alive. You can easily see BD Black Dragons stealing this one away and flying high.
Yeah, look at Golden, kind of separated from their teammates right here. Could really play spoiler, really close, within grenade range almost. So if Golden can get that intel, maybe toss a grenade, get a double knock on S2G, you have to assume that'll be it. And I think Golden going to be popping that buggy, pulling back just a little bit. They don't want to throw here. They do not have a chicken dinner yet, so I can imagine the pressure right now from the Black Dragons high.
Black Dragons, they're stepping further forward. They're looking, of course, they've used and exposed all their nades, their smokes as well. Last of their utility. S2G, they're using it though to their advantage, a wall of smoke to blind away the eyes of the Black Dragons as they find one, they find potentially 2 here. Red 7 dodging left, right, can he fight it? No, he cannot. He'll be knocked down by Rumalosny, and now there goes the rest of the front line. Back to the back of Silas Pugh. S2G, another nade, goes wide, but it's not enough. 1-for-1 trade, it's now all down. Silas Pugh himself. It's a 1v1, rightly so. Golden versus Silas as he dips around, but the eyes, they're so strong for Black Dragon. Still those non-first down members, giving the information away for Golden as he steps away over the hill.
Oh no, Salah's gonna be cooking a grenade, gonna be tossing the grenade, chunking down just a little bit of Golden, but Golden going for that return out here. And Salah's knows Golden probably looking for this pickup, probably looking for this revive. I don't think it's gonna be possible. Golden needs to make sure to be locked and loaded, ready to take this engagement. Salah's gonna be pushing with the UMP, going for that spray down about 50% HP, but from behind, the explosion. S2G, winner, chicken dinner. That is 5 chicken dinners. Super weekend number 1. They're looking for the money, man.
They are.
Oh,
Man.
S2G.
They're hitting 200 points now, Dave. They are rolling away from the rest of every.
लॉबी हैवी आ रही है अभी थोड़ी सी नहीं ठीक ही है
Okay.
हेलो नंबर 4 पाकिस्तानी
Okay.
ओके
क्या नाम है आपका पाकिस्तान?
Let's go.
क्या?
बस कम आ रही है अगर बोल रही हो तो बल्कि नहीं आ रही मुझे तो नहीं आई अली
कह रही थी क्वीन कह रही थी पाकिस्तान में आपका नाम
वो बोल रहा है अली
Wait.
पाकिस्तानी
हमें अली मिलते अली की तरह कोई मिल जाता जाता फिर अली मिल जाता हाँ
डैड में आज आप जल्दी मिलते हैं आज मरा रही नहीं है मैं तो के नीचे भाग थी
ओए नीचे कहाँ भागना है गन ढूंढो
अच्छा
यहाँ से
इसका भी मिशन था आपने ना रुकना है
गन मिल गई फट गई ना
अच्छा मैं छुप रही हूँ जाकर क्योंकि वो इधर ना वो करना था इसका भी मिशन है
पे नहीं करना मेरे ख्याल में अंजुन को दूसरे वाले पे करना मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि दूसरे वाले पे करना है स्पॉट पे जो दूसरी
नहीं
दफा आप
दो
नीचे
नॉक की
जो दूसरा वाला है वो लाइट वो जिसमें से ऊपर जाते हैं
नीचे चली गई हो
मैं ऊपर भी हूँ और
यार यहाँ पे मैंने नॉक किया हुआ था
आपकी
मेरा
तरफ से भी
मैं ऊपर ही हूँ ओए नहीं 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 ओए ये कैंपर मार गया। ओ तेरी
किधर हो आप? पीछे आ
ये
जाओ।
कोने में बैठ जाते हैं यार, पता ही नहीं चलता उनका। आओ ना, किधर हो? अच्छा उधर ऊपर बैठी हो, आगे आ जाओ या नीचे आ जाओ।
मैं
चलो नीचे ही छलांग लगा लो फिर।
किसको कह रहे हो?
आपको, मैं तो पहले से नीचे हूँ।
मैं
Let's go! Let's go!
किधर लड़
ठीक
वो?
है।
अकेला ही बंदा रह गया इधर। लग रहा है मुझे कि ये अकेला।
तो आप ऊपर हो। पाकिस्तानी खैर है।
नंबर 4, आप अपनी आवाज क्यों नहीं सुन रहे?
वो पता क्या बोला है उसने?
क्या?
बच्चे संभालो, पबजी खेल रही हो।
ओहो, क्यों? मैंने आपको थोड़ी ना बच्चे भेजे हुए हैं कि आप संभालो मेरे बच्चे। क्या ख्याल है? यहाँ तो मैं आपको कह रही हूँ कि पाकिस्तानी मेरे बच्चे संभालो, मैं पबजी
बच्चे संभाल रहे हैं, पबजी खेल। ये क्या बोल रहा है?
हम तो अपने बच्चों को भी साथ मिलके खिलाएंगे पबजी।
गेम खेलने आए हो ना तुम, आराम से गेम खेलो फिर।
अच्छा, मुझे एक बात नहीं समझ नहीं आती, मतलब
पास
पाकिस्तान में जो है ना, लोग समझते हैं शादी हो गया या बच्चे हो गया तो अब लड़की ने जीना छोड़ देना है।
घर संभालना बस उसने।
छोड़ दो, पता नहीं किस तरह के किस
सही
तरह
बात
के
है।
लोग पाए जाते हैं यार। पाकिस्तान में लोग और तरह की सोच रखते हैं, और हमारा इधर बाहर जो होता है ना, हमें आपको पता है किस तरह का यहाँ पे सीन है। इतनी दूर हो,
सही बात है।
आओ बैठो यहाँ पे, मेरे पास फोन है। आप इधर रुको।
नंबर 4, आप वॉइस क्यों नहीं ऑन कर रहे? आप समझ नहीं आ रहा।
छोड़ो, आओ चलें आगे, उस ऊपर चलते हैं दोबारा से।
रुको, मैं अभी आ रही हूँ। मैं कह रही हूँ
हम
मुझे कुछ
पाकिस्तान के बारे में कुछ नहीं बोल रहे, हम पाकिस्तानियों के बारे में बोल रहे हैं जिन्होंने अपने जो है ना अपनी एक जेन बनाया हुआ है, पता नहीं कौन सा।
एंजल वहाँ पे गाड़ी है,
देखती हूँ।
गराज में होगी रिजॉर्ट के, वहाँ से लेके आ जाओ।
चलो मैं तो देखती हूँ।
पेन छलांग लगानी, जंप करना।
जंप ये कैसे पहले एग्जिट करना
करो
पड़ता
करो
है
करो
ना?
करो करो नहीं
कहाँ से
एक्टिव
करूँ?
कैसा देखो
कहाँ से जंप करूँ?
लो
जंप
कहाँ से
ऑप्शन
करो
नहीं आता जब तक एग्जिट
ना करो यार एग्जिट है ना
एग्जिट
है ना एग्जिट
जी।
हाँ तो एग्जिट ही करना है ना
तो वो जंप नहीं करता।
ओए जंप ही होता
पता
है
नहीं
वो
शायद
जब
आप
इतनी
आगे
स्पीड में
होंगे।
यार जब बाइक स्पीड में होता है तो वो जंप ही होता है
अच्छा स्पीड में एग्जिट करना होता है ठीक है अगली दफा मैं ट्राई करती हूँ।
Watch out! Watch out!
ये देखो मैं इसे मारूंगी। इधर आओ इधर मेरे पास। किधर गया? मर गया?
ओए नहीं ओए वो कितने बंदे हैं यहाँ पे
मेरी गाड़ी तो नहीं दिख रही।
मेरे पीछे लग
ये
गया
बाइक
एक
लेकर चला
मैं गया
बाइक लेकर चला गया इधर से कोई ले लिया कार यार ये भी आप क्यों कर
यार 4 4 5 5 इकट्ठे हैं वहाँ पे चलो आपके पास ही हूँ मैं आता हूँ ठहरो गाड़ी मिली है आपको कि नहीं
अच्छा आप ऊपर नहीं जैसे वो एक बाइक कुछ मिलती है मुझे लगता है वो लेकर चला गया
यार इधर गिरा जा इस तरफ गिरा जा
इधर आ जेबी
एक मार आई हो ना वो गराज में कोई नहीं
वो ले गया ना गाड़ी इसमें वो थी ना बाइक ले गया कोई
वो आगे वाले घरों में नीचे जाओ वहां से देखो
अच्छा आप जेबी अभी ऊपर ही हो
नहीं इधर पास नहीं हूँ आपके
स्क्रीन में आपके पास कोई बोट भी नहीं आ रहा ना
मैं इराक से हूँ और ये जो जेबी हैं
मैं तुर्की से हूँ
से हैं और मैं 1 तुर्की से
आप कहाँ से
हाँ आप कहाँ से हो
कहाँ से
जी शादी
यहाँ पे भी कोई नहीं है गाड़ी यार गैराज में उधर भी कोई गाड़ी नहीं थी ये बाइक मिल गया है एक बंदा आज रोड पे आ जाए मैं ले चलता हूँ
जाना कहाँ है
जहाँ ले गए हमारी किस्मत स्कूल में बंदे आ गए हैं ओए बंदे हैं स्कूल इधर बहुत
है क्या ना वो लेट के वो मार रहा है
आप
या
ये कौन है
दोनों
ये किसने किया ये किसने किया हुआ था नॉक यार नॉक हुआ यार वो मुझे तो किल नहीं उसका मिला
किया था ना वो आगे से पुल करती तो उसने वजह ना था
किसने नॉक किया था
उसने खुद नॉक किया था
बोट ने खुद ही नॉक किया था उसको
जो आपने नहीं जो आपने मारा है
उसने दूसरे को किया था हाँ तो आपको किल मिला ना इसका दूसरे का नहीं मिला इसका अच्छा इसका नहीं मिला
जो भी आपको किल नहीं मिला
मुझे इसका किल मिला ना ये जो नॉक था ये वाला
बस ठीक है फिर बात खत्म आपको मिल गया
अच्छा चलो आ जाओ छोड़ो आप अगला बोट आपका बोट उधार मेरी तरफ
नहीं वो चले वो करे ढूंढते हैं
एंजल मैं पीछे गाड़ी लेके आता हूँ
पुंचिंकी जाते हैं पुंचिंकी में भी एक मिशन है
यहाँ से देखो
राइफल है उसके साथ
पिछले मैच में भी
स्कूल
एंजल ऊपर नहीं गई ओए रुक
ओए आई मेरे पास
मिल गया
नहीं हाँ बाइक जी मेरे पास है अच्छा मैं इधर लूटती हूँ फिर जाकर इसको। क्या कर
क्यों आपने क्या करना है इतना? इराक में कौन है? मैं हूँ इराक में। मैं ओ इधर पीछे बोट है।
बोट नहीं है, बंदे हैं यहाँ पे कैंप कर रहे होंगे।
नंबर 4 आप
ये
कहाँ पर हो? कहाँ से हो
तो
नंबर 4?
मार लो बोट है तो मार के आज।
अब मैं ऊपर आ गई। बोट ही था वो।
ओए ये उतरते ही पकड़ लिया किसी ने, ये क्या था यार।
स्प्रे की नहीं था वहाँ से।
कोई निकलो, मेरी हालत देखो। और ये पढ़ने लगी है, मैं गया।
आपको न्यूजीलैंड आती है?
मैं भी गया क्या
Okay, okay.
वही ऊपर चलते ही जाते ही गए हैं। आ जा फिर वहीं पे ही उसी जगह फेंक दिया उन्हें।
नंबर 4 आपने क्या दुआ करवानी? क्या? कौन सी?
रहम
क्या?
किया जाए, बस यही कि रहम किया जाए।
इंशाल्लाह अल्लाह पाक कि अपना रहम करे। दूसरों के मामलात में टांग अड़ाने से आप परहेज करो। आमीन।
अल्लाह आपको हिदायत दे अपने काम से काम रखने की।
मजाक कर रहा, मजाक कर।
सबको हिदायत है।
आमीन।
क्रिस्टल चाहिए, किसके पास है ज्यादा?
मेरे पास
ये
सिर्फ
कितने हैं?
8 8।
एंजल तो ऊपर गई नहीं ना, एंजल पास होंगी कोई नीचे से गई था।
मैं अकेली घूम रही हूँ
कहाँ पे?
स्कूल पे।
तो हम भी पास ही हैं कि हम कौन सा दूर है?
हाँ किधर हो आप? रोज़ोक हो?
चलो मैं भी।
मिर्चे
बहुत बड़ा है।
हाँ नंबर 4 पे लग गई, वो हो गया। पीछे आ गई हो, मैं उधर जा रहा हूँ स्कूल की तरफ। स्कूल से छुट्टी हो गई है?
जी मैं क्लास छोड़कर भाग गई।
अभी मैं आ रहा था तो आप स्कूल से भाग गए।
अपनी अटेंडेंस लगाकर निकल गई।
अच्छा मेरी भी लगवाई है कि नहीं, मैं जाके लगवाऊं?
आप लगवा लो जाके।
वैसे स्कूल में कभी मिस किया था ऐसे या कॉलेज में?
नहीं कभी नहीं।
ऐसे
नहीं
किया
आप
था जब लिफ्ट
मैं बहुत पढ़ाकू थी।
नहीं एंजल वैसे पाकिस्तान में यहीं पे आके
जी यहीं पर ही मैंने स्टडी
यहीं पे ही
की।
पढ़ी? हाँ स्टडी यहीं पे की है। अच्छा क्वीन ने भी यहीं पे की है।
मैं बहुत छोटी थी जब हम आए इधर।
अच्छा, आपको भी कोई नहीं आती उर्दू पढ़नी ना? वो नहीं आती ना एंजल? क्या आती है आपको?
नहीं मैंने सीखी है जब
वो
कुरान
गाड़ी
पाक
आ रही है।
वगैरह पढ़ते थे ना,
अच्छा।
अब वो हमें सिखाते थे किस तरह पढ़नी है उर्दू पाकिस्तान में।
क्वीन को आती है वो थोड़ी थोड़ी जो है ना, क्वीन भी
मुझे भी
जोड़
पढ़नी
करके ना
आती है।
पढ़ लेती है।
पढ़नी आती
अच्छा,
है।
मुझे उस दिन पता चला जब मैंने मैसेज किया ना उर्दू में, तो क्वीन कहती है ये उर्दू में मैसेज ना किया करें। फिर मुझे लगा
अच्छा।
कि यार मुझे लगता है क्वीन को नहीं आती।
नहीं वैसे ना मैं अपनी मामा को खा देती हूँ कोई ज्यादा जरूरी चीज हो ना, पर मुझे पता है कि ये मतलब ग्रुप का है तो कोई ऐसे ही ना किसी ने कोई फजूल चीज ना सेंड की हो जो मामा देख के गुस्सा हो जाए।
किसी को गन चाहिए तो यहाँ पे गन और एमो दोनों, AKM विद एमो।
AKM है मेरे पास। अच्छा ये किधर
चाहिए इधर ऊपर है, इसके ऊपर टावर पे,
मैं लेती हूँ।
टावर में। चलो आहिस्ता आहिस्ता जोन में चलते हैं। किल तो करना कोई नहीं हमने है, लॉस तक है बस
मेरे
ऐसे ही
पास भी 0
चलते
किल
हैं। आपका बोट मैं जो खा गया हूँ।
भी मेरा भी आपने
नहीं
ये मत भूलना।
नहीं, कोई नहीं, एक ही है कि मेरा किल है वो वाला ही, और कौन सा है?
पर मैंने उसे फुल करना था पेन के साथ।
हाँ अच्छा अच्छा, पेन से करना था ना, वो मैं भूल गया था यार। चलो अभी और ढूंढ लेते हैं, वो पेन से ही मारेंगे।
मेरे अभी 2 रहते हैं AKM से भी, वो भी आपने कब से वादा किया हुआ है अभी तक आपका पूरा नहीं हुआ।
तो यार आप, वो मैंने वो में करवाने थे जितने भी करवाने थे, उसमें
एक और
मैंने
मिशन था
पता
ना जो
नहीं है
टीम के साथ भी है, कौन हो रहा था? आई थिंक
कौन सा।
शॉटगन का था। शॉटगन का
नहीं नहीं, शॉटगन नहीं।
कौन सा वाला था?
और कौन सा ऐसा मिशन है?
एक था
शॉटगन के तो 4 किल थे, वो तो वैसे ही
आई थिंक AR वाला मिशन शायद।
नहीं।
तो नहीं।
किस वीक का?
वीक 4 का ना, वीक 4 का जी। तो नहीं याद में इधर कुछ भी नहीं है।
I need a scope.
तो मंगवा लो,
खुद नहीं है। 6 सेक्टर
ऑर्डर करो।
किसी को चाहिए या मैं
6 है।
क्या?
I need a scope.
इधर आओ ना, वो इसे 4 ले लो।
इधर हो आप।
ये आपके
नंबर
सामने।
4 मुझे ना कोई बच्चे लग रहा है, छोटा सा एलिजिया सा।
अगर तो ये काला हुआ तो फिर थोड़ी जैसे ही होगा, मतलब काला मतलब क्रैक
नहीं जैसे वो उधर है ना, आई थिंक अभी स्टडी कर रहा है ये नंबर 4 है ना। नंबर 4 आप स्टडी करते हो ना?
स्टडी आप कर रहे हो?
दैट्स डन
अभी
Okay.
ओके। हाँ देखो स्टडी करते हो।
क्या है जा नंबर 4?
होगी कोई
आहिस्ता आहिस्ता, क्वीन आ गया हो।
14 15 16 देखा।
अच्छे निकले,
इसीलिए तो समझ नहीं है ना इसको।
नंबर 4 है।
मैंने आपको
जिस तरह
जो
बोल
बोला
रहे थे ना,
हाँ
नहीं जिस तरह ये बोल रहा था ना, यार आप क्यों सॉरी बोल रही हो? इसको सॉरी बोलना चाहिए कि पता क्यों? देखो यार, इसके बच्चे जितने आपके बच्चे हैं, और ये आपको क्या बोल रहा था कि अपने बच्चे संभाल लो।
मुझे तो ऐसे कोई बोलता
आज
है
आगे भी उधर बंदे हैं चिंकी के अंदर।
अच्छा सब अली के नेम पे वो
वो बच्चे ही हैं।
ऐसे हाँ बच्चे मतलब कि
अच्छा नहीं, मेरा
यंग
भाई
के
है ना,
इतने
उसका
भी
नाम
बच्चे
क्या
नहीं है,
पर वो
16
भी
है,
बच्चा है।
इतने यंग नहीं है
नहीं, वो मुझसे 4 साल वो छोटा है, पर वो मुझसे बड़ा लगता है। अगर आप उसकी पिक्चर देखो ना, तो माशाल्लाह से वो लगता ही नहीं, इतनी उसकी हाइट भी है, बॉडी वगैरह
कहाँ पे है?
माशाल्लाह
मार्क
वो
करो
बड़ा
वाला
नंबर
बड़ा।
फोर।
वही
Watch out!
क्वीन जो शायद मैंने देखा
वो
उसको,
उसके ऊपर है।
जिसके आपने एक
हाँ,
बार
मैंने
वीडियो भी
इंस्टा पे
लगाए थे
उसकी
वो।
पिक्चर्स लगाई। हाँ, वीडियो भी होगी उसकी मेरे ख्याल में।
वो इधर भी है, इसके ऊपर भी है। एंजल क्वीन है आराम से।
ओ
यहाँ पे ऊपर
किसने नेट
बंदे हैं
किया
मेरे
नंबर
साथ। कौन?
4 के पास? मैं
मैं
नंबर
ही
4
हूँ।
के पास।
ऊपर नहीं जाना क्वीन, यहाँ पे बंदा है।
ओके, मैं इधर आपके पीछे पीछे हूँ।
यहाँ पे स्नाइपर से वो मार रहा है।
ये नई चीज बनी है इधर।
ये पहले
नंबर
की है।
4 किधर है बंदे? ओए
वो
शिट शिट शिट
एंजल नाउ
शिट यार वो
रिवाइव
किधर
हो रही
था
हूँ।
ये?
मैं आऊँ?
वो
नहीं
नेट
हो
नहीं
नहीं
रिवाइव
हो
है।
हो
नहीं
रही
नहीं
हूँ।
नहीं
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 हो।
नहीं नहीं, रुको
स्मोक
रुको रुको
करो
रुको
स्मोक
रुको,
करो
इधर दो
नंबर
बंदे
4
हैं।
स्मोक करो।
कोई पूरा
अली
स्क्वाड है यहाँ
स्मोक
पे,
करो।
इधर भी। ये भी पूरा स्क्वाड है यहाँ पे।
आया आया वो आया आया। नहीं 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 उसको किल करो, मुझे रिवाइव तो। ओए नहीं मुझे उठा के भाग रही है। ओए छोड़ दो उसको, रिवाइव दो उसको।
No,
सॉरी
no.
उसको किल करो।
मैंने रिवाइव हो लो यार। ये भी पूरा स्क्वाड है और उनको कवर।
कोई नहीं, देखो आगे पीछे बंदे ही बंदे हैं।
गुड गुड गुड।
इसके पीछे आओ, इसके पीछे आओ।
यार ये क्या कर
वो ये ऊपर वाले हैं, उनको देख
मुझे
के।
किल कर दिया मैंने। कोई बात, मुझे उठाकर तो भागते रहे इधर उधर।
वो
वो
बंदा
पत्थर के
चलो
पीछे
देखो
मुझे
कोई रिवाइव।
लेकर, पत्थर के पीछे लेकर गया है मुझे,
यार
तो
हम
शायद मुझे फिर से
गलत जगह पे आ गए थे। ये इसके पीछे वाले कहाँ से आ गए हैं? ठीक है, एक और लगनी है इसको। दो बंदे थे। नंबर 4 कौन? ये देखो, ये नेट से मारेंगे।
चलो जाओ नंबर 4 हम किल करो इनको सबको।
Not bad. Not bad.
बदला लो जाके।
उधर जो शील्ड हमने ऊपर लगाई थी ना, उसके पीछे चले गए। मारो भाई, यहाँ से हम 4 से मारो, ओपन में बंदे। दूसरे का भी
गुड गुड।
हो जाएगा।
ओह गुड गुड गुड।
Not bad.
नंबर 4 मैं इराक में नहीं रहती, इसलिए मैं आपके लिए दुआ नहीं कर सकती। सॉरी।
Okay, okay.
ठीक हो गया।
वहाँ की दुआ तो मानत हो जाती है ना, फिर मुझे गुनाह होता।
ये अभी कार फातिहा पढ़ने लगे हैं हम। टेंशन दुआ करते हैं अभी आपके लिए। ये
Yeah, to remind everyone of yesterday's Sandhawk.
The red team is in the lead. Let's go!
Enemies down.
Let's go!
game.
The blue team doesn't have a lot of time left.
Red team victory.
Cover me.
Team match. Let's go.
For the red team.
Clear. Nice shot. Clear. Cover me. No mercy. Reloading.
Killing spree for the blue team.
Fire. Nice shot.
Target down.
Cover me.
बहुत आला लगा भाई
Watch out. Watch out. The red team is unstoppable.
Expired. Reloading.
एक रोला
होगा होंगे
Enemy down. Nice shot. Enemy down.
Watch out. Watch out.
Target down.
The blue team is in the lead. Watch out. Watch out.
Clear. Cover me.
Expired.
यार था
Watch out. Watch out.
Kill.
Cover me. Nice shot.
Marked a location.
Dead. Reloading. Cover me. Kill.
Watch out! Watch out!
Oh, not
Marked a location.
Marked a location. Kill. Dead. Great. You're about to win.
The blue
The
team
red
is
team
about
doesn't
to
have
win.
a lot of time left.
Cover me.
Watch out!
Watch out.
No mercy.
Watch out!
Watch out.
Red team victory. Victory.
Entertaining for you.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at a hot tin zone at all if we can get anything up there that could be very, very interesting, forcing teams to cross.
Glory days of Nova right now. You know, like trying to replay the circles because Nova's not here. But shout out to Nova. They're a really good team. Unfortunately, they didn't make it. So I mean,
I
we'll
just heard her heart
throw that
shatter.
aside.
How dare you
Exactly.
bring that up, Zute? Well,
I'm
what's also
sorry.
interesting with that is that Hot Tin actually is usually contested as well, so maybe if it does go up there, it'll definitely be interesting. Luckily, we do not have to wait because it is starting right about now. Sandhawk, our second to last match of today, throwing it to Mustache Dave and Necro.
Nova, who? We're talking about S2G. We're talking about Unicorns of Love. We're talking about Fenerbahce here. Sandhawk, baby. Let's get into it. 2 more games to go. Super Weekend number 1. We're looking at the West League. You tuned in to the best stream. So let's get into the match, man. Will we get the hot drop that the analysts were chatting about? That's what I want to know.
Let's go, baby. The West side is the best side. And, well, you talk about the Final Four teams, man. Well, there are teams like Furious Gaming, Na'Vi, surprisingly, and then you have Chaos Next, Ruya, and Aton. I mean, the most biggest surprise for me is Na'Vi, without a doubt. But talking about surprises, this is not a surprise anymore. Ace2G clashing against Ghost in Paradise Resort, Dave.
S2G 3-1 split right here, man. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, let's see what they can do. Kelsey already finds one player, and now Ghost really off to a bad start inside this one. But guess what? Beowulf managing to trade things out and even things out over here. So now man advantage being evened out. Ghost must be feeling a little better. Ace2G, though, on the other hand, they're down with a 3-man squad. Ghost can try and get up the fallen man spec. But let's just see, is that going to be the case or not? Because Ace2G, they're just charging in forward.
S2G looking to be number 1 of Paradise. Silas, though, catching a couple bullets to the dome right there. Well, thankfully for their teammate Timber, able to at least get a knock in return, maybe get the pickup, maybe get the revive, but you have to assume AJ's 2-4 looking to seal the deal, looking to take out Timber right now to claim Paradise for themselves. Timber, nice molly to block their doorway. That might buy them some time right now to get the pickup, to get their teammate back up. Oh, but AJ shoots forward with that free fire, looking to get the connect, looking to take him out. The gas can play.
Oh.
Doesn't even need to use it. S2G, see you later, alligator.
Oh man, this time Ghosts are the one who comes out on top. S2G? Well, it seems like after such a great performance in that previous game, this time they're not really going to be able to keep up with it. On the other hand, Footballist, I mean, Dave, we were having to talk about behind the scenes, and you said you're really going with Footballist, and this time it seems like they're getting dismantled.
Let me get a Footballist in the showcase. So I don't know if you knew it, but today's Sunday playing. So that equals 1 + 1 = 2 Showcase Sunday as Lutz on the high ground. Knocked down and out. But okay. What's going on here, though? We're going into the cave with McLaren. I don't know. Is this the Bat Cave?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what literally just popped up in my mind first. I was like, yeah, this is the Bat Cave, man.
What's going on? What are they doing? Surviving. That's what they're doing. Surviving. After losing 1. So Black Dragons looking to blow hot fire. Honestly, last game, pretty solid performance. Almost clutching it out. Almost getting that winner chicken dinner. They heard the shots from S2G. They know exactly what's happening over here. Look at Golden. Army crawling. Trying to get closer. Trying to sneak up. Really trying to catch Ghost Gaming off guard right here. And look at the spread the Black Dragons have right now. I like this a lot.
Yeah, me too, man. They're also gaining a lot of intel with that. I mean, Golden getting that kind of audio cues from the side of Ghost, and now the man in the back is giving all the visual cues he can. Ghost, we have the 2-2 split coming in as well from their side, but guess what? In the kill feed, we see Lovazin kind of running players over Aton. That's a huge knock being found, but guess what? Huge knocks, and it's on the other side of Ghost now. Tensa falls down. That's a big man taking out the game, and the Black Dragons looking to take over Paradise Resort.
Yeah, and that surprise factor, it's gone, right? It's no longer to be had from the Black Dragons, but that is going to be a pickup, 1 kill point, 1 elim point very early on. Onto Tensa, too. Really strong player. CQC on point from Tensa. A veteran in the game, so that's a good player to take out from Ghost Gaming. So Black Dragons with their 4 up, this might be their window of opportunity to try to collapse. And after Tensa getting confirmed just like that, in about 2 seconds, Ghosts are like, okay, boys, let's not hold it down no more. We got our loot. We got 4 elim points early on from S2G. Let's not risk it. Let's try to get those survivor points right now. Let's try to get those placement points right now, and they are going to be pulling off.
Exactly, the survival points, man.
Survival
That's what
points.
they're really looking for. Yep. That's what they're really looking for. But we have a couple of teams, Dave, you know, that have been really going for those elim points, man. Especially teams like Rise Esports. They have like 59 kill points, and then they only have like 50 placement points. That in itself just shows the confidence that Rise is putting up inside these games that they're having. And they're just not scared to take any fights, right? As soon as they see a fight Rise, they're either going to be the one, the third party, or they're just going to be straight up just rushing inside those fights. On the other hand, a team like A7 always have the control of the hill. Last time I remember, I think so, if I'm not wrong, it was Navi who just ran into them like headless chicken in yesterday's Sandhawk, and they got taken. I mean, at least a couple of players from that team got taken out.
Yeah, Navi, very interesting team to always kind of double back on and look at, you know, because they're at the bottom. Once again, this is exactly kind of what happened during the league play. They barely qualified. They clutched down those last 2 games of league play to qualify for Super Weekend. They started Super Weekend looking like they were back into that Navi kind of form that everybody knows them to have from CIS. They are so dominant in that region, so many titles, so many gold medals, but here in this lobby, they have really been struggling, right? They've been on that struggle bus, currently in 14th position after 13 games played. They got 30 kills and 30 placement points, so a nice 50-50, but not where they want to be, of course. You want to be at the top with that 50-50, like S2G with 105 placement points and 104 kill points, but we'll see. 2 more games to go. Maybe Navi, they're going to tighten up here in this game, get a couple elim points, maybe get that chicken dinner. And like we saw earlier from Mad Bulls, they were also at the bottom. They got a chicken dinner, and they shot up the leaderboards, right? So all it takes is 1 chicken, and that will really help you when we do talk about these teams at the very bottom. But talk about needing some help. We saw Eastern Stars they're on a boat take. They're gonna be wrapping around that east side here. I love it. I love me a team that takes boat take. They need to make sure to be far enough out that they're not going to be spotted and somebody takes some shots and blow them up. And talk about another player we're looking at here from Furious, Scream. Talk about just playing so passive. Talk about trying not to get spotted. The discipline right there.
Yeah, definitely. I gotta say, as you mentioned, the discipline, not really showing himself too much there. He's just making sure his identity is just anonymous at that scenario. But on the other hand, Aton, I mean, we did see the fight going on over there, but guess what? Supermassive Blaze, they're showing themselves up to them. That's not really a good sign, right? Unicorns of Love, I mean, they're looking quite great on the overall rankings. I think, so if I'm not wrong, they're on the second position, right above Fenerbahce. And Fenerbahce, I mean, look at this, Dave. They have 0 chicken dinners on their name, and they're still able to make it up till the top.
Yeah, in 1 chicken dinner, oh, that's going to easily shoot them up even further. Now, Fenerbahce, Dukin Machine, and Nox Bomb, I think they might have spotted something, and that's a boat out there. Very fortunate for Eastern Stars that they did not open up that fight yet, didn't open up those shots to try to get that blow up, because those boats, man, they're not the healthiest of vehicles in the game. 1 or 2 clips, bam, that will do it. That will seal the deal. And Eastern Stars, the whole team is in that boat, right? They don't have 2 boats. They don't have a boat and an Aqua Rail. No, 1 boat and a Dream. Looks like they are going to be landing ashore here, though. So that very risky play to go all the way from the north, wrap around all the way to the east, land right there on land. It paid off for them.
But now, yep. Ghost Gaming, though, again, had quite a questionable start throughout the day, man, Dave. In this day, today, they haven't really been able to show themselves up, and that's what has been completely, like replicating on their overall rankings. I mean, they were all the way in top 3, right? And now they've been pushed down to their 5th position. I mean, come on, Ghost Gaming. You got to shoot yourself back up there, You got to be at least in the, top 3, top 2. But now we have Black Dragons approaching A7. Yep, exactly. This is what I'm thinking as well. Nate comes in. Yes, it's going to find 2. It's a big one as well. 2 men fall down from Black Dragons, and just like that, they're getting dismantled pretty quickly.
Wow, the double grenade knock. We saw them pushing up the hill, the Black Dragons. I saw the Falcon on the shoulder. Like, hey, watch out. I don't know if you should push this hill. But they still pushed it anyways. Golden trying to get that return knock with their grenades. These 3 squad members of A7 just storming down the hill. Nowhere to go. GC God, it's up to you. The jump shot spray down from Senatexa to seal the deal on the Black Dragons. So Black Dragons, when you got the Falcon, you gotta listen to the calls, man. I saw the Falcon looking at him in the eyes and was like, don't push up here. This is not the play. They didn't listen. They didn't listen to the Falcon.
Definitely listen there, man. Because A7 easily just wiped him out the game. They're like, all right, just get out of here. Easy, yeah. It's just way too easy. That nade right there just caught 2 players, and then they were just completely done, right? At that point, they should have just maybe tried to retreat, but still, retreating at that point was a little too risky. So Black Dragons just fully committed. And, well, the results in front of you guys' eyes. They got eliminated on 15th position. Not looking good. Especially, well, let's just find out. I mean, Black Dragons have been pretty decent, I would say, throughout the day, but still, they can definitely do much better if you talk about what we've seen in League plays. But yeah, now we have the circle as well. Next tree is right in the smack center. As you can see, Coops from Knight is trying to spot a couple of players out. And Frozen has already been spotted, down quite low, but he's going to be able to patch himself back up, and he's doing exactly that.
It's going to be Alucard right here with the M4. Just looking for that pixel, man. Look at the lineup right there. Frozen peeks their head. Bam. That's it. Like, you're done. Sit down, kid. So we'll see what will happen. Really looking at the Knights to kind of make that comeback. They're not doing bad. 6th place overall. But I know the Knights, they see themselves a lot higher on the overall leaderboards for Super Weekend. So let's see what they can do here. They got a nice little off-center position right here on that west side. They do have Furious Gaming, at least 2 of the squad mates down south. And Knights, they are holding a very soft 2-2 split that we saw there. A couple of the players on the high ground on that hill up to north, and then 2 in that warehouse down below. So really comes down to where this next circle takes them. But I'm still thinking about the A7 fight, man. I loved how A7, they got their loot really early on. they went into the hills and just set up a trap, and they just waited. They knew for a fact that there would be a team working their way up that hill. To me, that's A7 putting in the work outside of the game, putting in the work to study their opponents and recognize, okay.
Team like A7, right? But on the other hand, team like Na'Vi is what we're really looking for. I mean, all the time, Na'Vi and A7 in those rotations, they've been locking horns, they've been catching each other's eyes. They take quite a lot of damage. And if you talk about Na'Vi, now, in the previous game, I saw Kitsune kind of griefing again the players of Next Ruya in the game of Barango. And I feel really bad because yesterday as well, what Na'Vi did was Kitsune griefed A7's game. So it's like Kitsune is the man who always likes to grief people's game, man.
Well, you know what? I don't know if it's working out. 14th position on the overall. We see them, or I see them at least on that mini map. They're going to be rotating just a little south of boot camp. They are hovering the edge of the blue zone right now, playing straight up avoidance. They're trying to avoid everybody at all costs, and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually rotate all the way up there to the north, where we did have this hard shift. A lot of teams, when they are not favored in hard shift circles, they tend to go to that really skinny side where the new zone touches the blue practically, because you can assume there might not be any team there and it's going to be free and clear. And, well, looking at that spot, exactly, Ghosts are actually here. So we might see Ghosts set up in a nice little camping position to maybe take out Na'Vi if Na'Vi don't do some type of leapfrog action when they're scouting.
Yeah, definitely. But then Rise, if you talk about a team like them, they have got themselves right in the center. And they can definitely make a lot of things happen in that position. But yeah, as you talked about Na'Vi as well, now I got my eyes on them. They're, again, heading in the same direction where A7 has positioned themselves. And maybe in a couple of minutes, we might just see a Na'Vi and A7 fight happen again. And, yep, exactly what I was talking about. A7 have a little high ground. Na'Vi over here on the low ground trying to rotate. Tixie's the man who is on a little scooter. Okay, well, Tixie caught an interesting means of transport for this man. But yeah, let's just find out what Na'Vi is actually trying to do, because Na'Vi, again, all the way down to 14th position, if I'm not wrong, in the overall rankings. This game is going to be an important one. Not just this game, overall, this day was really important for a team like Na'Vi, and so far, they have managed to mess it up.
We'll see. We'll see what they do. Next zone going to shift here very shortly. And one thing to note, Na'Vi, all 4 players using vehicles. Also something that a lot of teams try to avoid here on Sandhawk is rotating in those vehicles. So interesting little takeaway right there. But Rise, hashtag go Rise in the chat, dead center. Will they get favored in this next circle? Well, we'll find out, because Tron from SMB. Oh, wow. They were looking to push this compound. This warehouse where Knights are. They saw the next circle, and they changed their minds at the last second. That could have been a total disaster for SMB right there.
I feel like they didn't see the next circle. They just saw Coops. I'm just kidding. But yeah, in general, Knights, yeah, they're just standing there, making sure no one's going to be passing them through. And Supermassive Blaze, yeah, got quite lucky. And I'm pretty sure they were not really very Knights position. But on the other hand, we can talk about that later. Therefore, now it's going to be Furious Gaming going head-to-head against Aton. And just like that, Furious Gaming out the way, knocked off.
Aton, they need this one too, man. Dead last. When we look at these bottom teams, and the reason we're stressing these bottom teams, because there's no guarantee that they'll play next Super Weekend, right? So they really need to capitalize right here, right now. But talk about capitalizing. We got Footballless, at least a duo inside the building, trying to defend here. Frozen Kudar in the front lines, trying to make the breach.
Oh, here we go. Soul Cave with some parkour action on top of the roof now. Has a lot of advantage, and he can also give a lot of intel over to the guy who's underneath. It's Rom. Frozen spotting Rom out, and Rom quite lucky, but this nade is rich. He's going to be chunking a lot of damage out from Rom. Not really very well. Frozen's position goes right in the room and gets caught off guard, and Footballless, 2-player out the game. That's not going to be leaving them quite well for the future, and Football is not really looking good with the kind of performance they've been showing so far in the Sandhawk game. They will need to try and ramp things up.
Yeah, Lob's in the last one alive right now. The hello 2-1 split. If I was Solke, I think I would just stay prone on that roof and just hope that they don't look up there and try to get the surprise. We'll talk about the surprise. Tron catching one to the dome right there. Kaboom goes Tron. Let's see though, can Sandhawks get this heal up? This is going to be in the blue zone right here, right now. But look at over here. Spec trying to toss a molly. This is Ghost Gaming and Na'Vi.
Oh, yeah, it is. And you predicted this one coming through as well. And now Ghost Gaming and Navi, it seems like both these teams are pretty much on the same page. On the other hand, yup, pretty much on the same page. Ghost Gaming just left with that one last man alive. Beowulf crawling to his safety, but that's not going to be the case. Instead, Spec just gives up on him, decides to back off a little bit, trying to play it safe, trying to find himself a better positioning inside this fight, but no, it's going to be the case. Instead, Spec makes the run for his life, and he's going to be playing for those positioning points more. And now Navi, I mean, at least after that little bit kind of kills that they've gotten themselves, they should be also getting a little bit of confidence booster in that one. Rise, though, charging in, but they will be instantly silenced by A7.
Carrillo for 1 point. 3 kills so far on this individual player from A7. And going back to Spec trying to run away, only 1 first aid, not enough meds. So underrated. Teams, please have that backup plan. Sandhawk is the game, is the map to go for that heal off, because I've seen so many times that when things fail, when you have a solo, just heal it out, baby. Heal it out. You can easily heal it out to 3rd place for 10 points or even 2nd place for 12 points. So we'll see what Spec can do. But as I mentioned, Spec, the meds not looking really good right here. And to make matters worse, A7 right in front of him.
Oh, no. He's also going to be giving a lot of sand cues away with that run inside the zone. But yeah, I mean, Dave, you were there, right, in the PMPLSN MENA region. You were casting alongside with me, and you saw how many teams in that region, they like to use that heal battle on Sandhawk, right? I mean, we saw teams like Wizards and Wives as well utilizing that. Pretty much that's what was helping them keeping those consistent point over. Yep, that's easy money right there. And I feel like over here as well, a couple of teams should try doing the same thing.
Put me in the game, coach. I know how to heal. That's what I would say on Sandhawk. If you pick me up as that 5th player, only put me in on Sandhawk. I guarantee that 3rd place finish with those heals. But getting back into the game, 20 minutes into the game to be exact, 10 teams up. We still got Navi, we got Fenerbahce, and we got A7 up there towards the north. So we'll have to pay close attention to them. But over here, Mad Bulls. Ding, yang, ding, yang! Oh, baby! Look at that grenade, that lean peak grenade. Talk about threading the needle.
Oh, that's a banger one as well. Second one, landing quite close. Bozzy taken down at half HP. It's going to be looking good after that one. And look at that, Fenerbahce as well, taking their chances against Mad Bull, and it's going to be none other than Duke and Machine. And Dave, I'm pretty sure that's going to be putting a smile on your face.
The Duke Master out here, the Duke and Machine. M4, grenades, nothing but money. We keep talking about money because there's so much money on the line at the end of the Super Weekend. But let's see, Duke and Machine gonna be spotting Yin Yang, throwing a molly out here, trying to get that confirmed. But don't push out too much, Duke. And Eastern Stars, a duo right on the opposite end of the boulders. Don't push your luck too far. Let's see what they can do.
I mean, Kapahala again being pinned down by a team like Aton, and they're also catching fire from Fenerbahce. And that's going to be it for Aton. Couldn't really move inside. Had the wall of death dealing a lot of damage. At the same time, Fenerbahce had their eyes locked on them. And A7 now, and suddenly they're in a huge disadvantage. And Navi, they're looking to dig on enemy heals over here. Navi able to take 2 players out. Senatex, I think so, is over there outside the zone. He's also taking quite a lot of damage. Carrillo is there in the front lines inside the zone, but again, he's the only man surviving, so I don't really have a lot of hopes going in from his side. And Navi, just like that, easily wiped A7 out. Had a little bit of disadvantage with that low ground as well.
9 elims though from A7. They're big chilling. No sweat, no fear here. They put in a lot of work throughout the entirety of that game. So getting into here, Lynn from Unicorns of Love, healing. Eastern Stars got a healer out there. Let's see which one will be able to heal. Oh, but Navi trying to avoid these grenades right now.
Oh, but that's not the case. They're not able to avoid it, Dave, and that's what the problem is. They're down quite low. Even the other man was quite low as well. And now Kitsune is the only one looking pretty healthy. Mekyu being confirmed, and now Kitsune is going to be all eyes on him off the entire squad of Navi. He's trying to bandage himself up. He's trying to patch himself up. Actually, it was a med kit. Going to be boosting himself up to full HP, but not for long because the Blue Zone's taking quite a lot of damage. Tixie falls down. Navi left with the only man alive, and they're not looking good. Kitsune, as always, he's going to be going for the spoil sport. He's going to be trying to spoil someone's game. That's what he's been doing. He's just like the Greek Kitsune.
Let's see, though. I feel like that was Fenerbahce's window to push up this hill. But instead, they decided to play a little passive and crawl their way up the hill. And now they're trying to avoid the bullets, the barrage of bullets here. Two other squad mates from Fenerbahce on their knees, make that almost a third. Noxbomb able to get that heal up, but they know exactly. Kudar going for that spray now with that M4. They know exactly where they are.
Oh, Fenerbahce being pinned down. They don't really have a lot of breathing space to work with. Bob, he just has a little shack to work with as well. He's trying to patch himself back up. He's going to be able to do that successfully now. Fenerbahce not really looking good with the position they found themselves in. Next Ruyat, they're looking like the kings of this zone, and they can keep on ruling it until the end. Fenerbahce left with only 2 players alive. They do not really have the man advantage working with them. They do not really have the man number working with them. Trying their best to play this one out safe. They're trying to find some cheeky angles, but are they gonna? That's the question.
A lot of smokes too, blocking the sight lines, lost off cover, and I think this just might be it. Yep. Fenerbahce, second place. Next Rio, winner, chicken dinner though. I mean, look, when we talk about teams needing a chicken dinner,
हेलो
आहो
ओए अपनी 3x की सेंसी बता जल्दी जायरो की
बताई तो थी 120
नहीं यार वो एडीएस मैंने क्लोज किया हुआ मगर मेरे फिर भी हो रहा मसला
तुम्हें मुझे लॉबी जाके ना नहीं 120 नहीं मेरी जायरो से G3X
210 है 210 यार मेरी भी 210 है फिर मेरे क्यों मसला हो रहा है
वो तेरी
I'm really sorry.
ये आपको कुछ कहा है हमने नहीं आपको कुछ कहा है लॉबी जाके ना मुझे अपनी सेंसी वगैरह तो बताई आई विल टेल यू
अब देखता हूँ मैंने एक और चीज क्लोज की है कैमरा में से शायद उससे फर्क पड़ जाए
ये जहाज की स्किन बहुत टाइट है
प्यारी है ये वाली यार एंडी कार्लो लूं या फिर ढाकिया की स्किन लो
मैं जो मर्जी ले लो तुम
हाँ बिल्कुल पैसे दरख्तों पे उगते हैं ना वही वैसे यार अगर पैसे दरख्तों पे उगने लग गए
जी हर चीज महंगी हो जाएगी फिर
मैं ना साइंटिस्ट बनने लगूंगा मैं ऐसा कुछ निकालूंगा कि पैसे दरख्तों पे बने
तुम बनोगे हम बने हुए हैं साइंटिस्ट यू नो
तुम पता है किसके बने हुए हो साइंटिस्ट
किस चीज के
चल छोड़ यार जो कुछ तो दे दो मर जाओ
मेरे पे बंदे इधर आया।
इधर आ, मेरे पर भी बंदा है एक।
इधर उधर एक है, इधर 2-3 है।
इधर ही रह भी, रुक जा, बाहर ना जा।
बाहर नहीं जा रहा। पीछे मूव किया एक ने तो दिखा मुझे।
तो बच गया।
ओ इधर आ, इधर आ। इधर आ मेरे पे।
आ रहा हूँ।
बंदे आ गए इधर काफी। ओए इधर आओ आगे।
एक बार M4 उठाने दे, M4 उठाने दे।
वो पीछे वाले बंदे तो आया फुट से।
ओए उसे मैंने मारा है इसको।
Watch out!
ओए बच्चा के पास बंदे हैं। अरे हम जल्दी आ इधर।
रुक रुक रुक, मैं हील कर रहा हूँ। किधर है? ये दरख्त पे था ना? बे मेरी लोडिंग।
यार यार अभी तक मुझे एक किल नहीं मिला।
वाकई नहीं मिला?
ओहो, मतलब एक किल, एक मैंने बंदा मारा था, उसका किल नहीं मिला मुझे अभी तक।
अच्छा, मैं कहूँ एक किल नहीं मिला तुझे अभी तक।
2 हो गए
आइस।
ऊपर।
सही है।
That's quite impressive.
और होंगे जरा साथ ही
रुकाने दे साथ। यहाँ नॉक किया था मैंने, इस साइड पे।
नहीं, ये 2 पेटियां इधर बनाई है ना, शायद वो नॉक ना किया हो, किसी और ने किया हो।
अबे नॉक किया मैंने खुद ही किया उसे नॉक। उसे फिर कोई और ना ले गया हो।
नहीं नहीं, बिकॉज मैंने इनको फिनिश किए दोनों को। चलो टूट रहा है यार, लूट हो गई अपने पास ऐसे। ओए स्कोप खोल, ऐसे घूम रहा है।
हाँ ये घूमता है।
वाह,
तभी तो मेरा पिछला किल रह गया था एक। स्कोप घूमने लग गया था।
देख तो ये लोग फेंकते बड़ी गलत जगह है यार।
जब फेंका
वादियों में। ओए नहीं, मैं जा रहा हूँ आगे। लेट्स गो।
चले आगे।
किल्स आर नीडेड।
बच्चा साथ ही है ना अपने। बच्चा किधर है?
ये नहीं, ये चोरी था भाई किल।
और नहीं
ये तो ना
ये
आपको मिला ना मुझे।
नहीं हो रहा।
No.
कसम से मेरा ये 3x सही हो जाए, मैं तुम्हें बताऊं।
मैंने अपनी ब्रो सेंसी बताई तो है तुझे।
अरे हम आगे ना जा, सब्र कर जा।
भाई बोट लड़ रहे थे यार, और उन सारों को भाई मार गए भाई। अगर ऐसे असल बंदे ना मारे।
Okay.
वो अपनी एडीएस सेंसी बता। एडीएस सेंसिटिविटी 3x की, खाली एडीएस की, स्क्रीन के अंदर जाके।
ADS 3x27।
3x
27।
Let's go.
बस सही है। अब देखता हूँ। हाँ अब सही है।
पहले क्या तेरी थी?
104।
अबे पागल।
अब ओके हुई। वो पहले से मैं हल्का से इधर करता था वो तो परे हो जाता था। गाड़ी लब लो पाई ने। रुक जा भाई रुक जा खलो जा चला जा।
कदिया मैंने सावल यार वे गुच्छा 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 गुच्छा।
Attention here.
क्या चीज 104? वो एडीएस सेंसिटिविटी 3x की 104 पे थी मेरी। क्या खसी दे दिया तो
बंदा
चेंज करो। ब्रो ये 2 हैं। पाकिस्तानी
यार
किल चोर।
बहुत बड़े किल चोर हो भाई बहुत बड़े। सारा डैमेज हमारा। किधर है ये?
अबे यार अगली बार से ना ये ऑटोमेटिक बंद करनी है।
No.
आ जाते हैं।
शुक्र। ये कौन मार रहा था?
No.
अच्छा।
Watch out.
नंबर 4 दफा हो जा पीछे अब।
Okay.
अबे गुस्सा आता है यार किल चुरा रहे हैं। आप खेलना नहीं आता।
मार कौन रहा है ये मुझे?
I'm really sorry.
आवाज आ गई है कि जब बच्चा
Enemies ahead.
हीलिंग चाहिए उससे।
हीलिंग ये थी सामने।
अबे ये एक्सप्लोजन है।
हाँ
माँ की आंख।
तुम्हारे क्या इससे?
चोद पता ही नहीं। मैंने जाके एक मुक्का मारा है वो फटा और मुझे नीचे फेंक दिया है। अबे यार क्या भैन ये की है। टट्टी चीज है टट्टी। क्या लिखा है यार मुझे टीम में ऐड करो।
और नहीं करना है।
ऐसा ऐसा गुनाह नहीं हम करते यार रैंडम को ना टीम में ऐड नहीं करते हैं। ये मेरी ना असूलों के खिलाफ है। और मेरे असूल कोई नहीं तोड़ सकता मैं खुद भी नहीं यू नो।
यार हथौड़ा सबसे अच्छा है।
हथौड़े से मर गया था यार हथौड़ा सबसे।
नहीं बाकी
अबे आप लड़की और लड़का हो भाई ऐड नहीं करना। देखो
नो 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 ऐसा
अपने पास वैसे बड़ी यार लड़कियां हैं और रख के क्या करेंगे। एक तो पहले जाब है यू नो।
आगे बोझ है बहुत बड़ा।
हमारे नाजुक से कंधों पे।
Watch out. Enemies ahead.
मेरे कार्लो के नाजुक जो है ना कंधे वो टूट जाएंगे। एक और लड़की है।
हाँ हाँ आगे तो तुम्हारे पास आ रहा हूँ।
यही तो नहीं पता भाई तुम्हें, हम अपने राज किसी को बताते नहीं। ओए 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 ओए
सच्ची शायरी।
ब्रो नो इशू यार, ऐड कर लेंगे, मजाक कर रहा हूँ। लोंडा और लोंडी ओके, डजंट मैटर, डज नॉट
नहीं लोंडा
मैटर।
हुआ तो ठीक है,
Okay.
लोंडी हुई तो नहीं करना।
नहीं लोंडी नहीं, लोंडिया कहते हैं। वो तो मेरे मुंह से निकल गया था लोंडी। नो लोंडिया,
कौन सी?
छोकरी।
पतली लोंडी, मोटी लोंडी।
आपको जो पसंद है हम आपको वैसे ही देंगे। ओ कदिया मेरे सामने यार वे,
वो लोंडी नहीं होता, लेंडी होता है।
हम आपको वही दे देंगे, तुम मांगो तो सही।
तो ये देख सामने गाड़ी खड़ी है। नहीं
और 13 प्रो मैक्स अभी भी ऊपर है। ओ खैर
भाई प्रो बंदे हैं।
गड्डी
2 मिनट
उतरेगा उतरेगा, एक
आना
गोली
नहीं।
ओए आए तेरे भाई ने जो दिया है ना पूरा घुमा दिया अपना जायरे, आखिरी हेडर लगा है।
चल गाड़ी लेके आया, जा जा फाड़ दी कुत्ते तूने गाड़ी दी।
अबे मैंने अपना ऐसे उल्टा हो गया था मैं खुद। आज ना मैंने ना 5-10 मिनट ज़्यादा पूरा प्रैक्टिस की थी, क्योंकि आजकल ना मेरी गेम प्ले सही नहीं जा रही।
किसकी प्रैक्टिस की थी?
गेम की, उसमें ज़्यादा चेयर पास है। नहीं तुम सोचते क्या वैसी वाहियात बातें हैं भाई। हसन 2 गोली लगनी ना गाड़ी पे, फट जानी गाड़ी। दूर में लॉबी
मैं
पहुंचे
छलांग मार दूंगा। वो देख
हाँ तो ओए बंदे पीछे, बंदे 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 ले 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 उन्हीं पे ले।
डासिया ले लूं?
किधर है? अच्छा
Let's go.
क्या लिखा है इसने? चलो नंबर 4 ने कुछ लिखा है।
किधर है लोने?
वो जहाँ से आए हैं। नहीं जहाँ से आए थे
यहाँ पे।
हाँ वो जहाँ से आए नहीं अभी, हाँ वो जहाँ पे लड़के को उतारा है उधर ही आई थिंक उसकी टीम आई होगी। जरा मैं बूस्टर शूस्टर लगा लूँ।
Let's go. No. Let's go.
कहीं भी नहीं है।
इधर से है। अबे लेफ्ट होना जहाँ थे हम, पीछे जा।
अबे यहीं थे।
अबे यार इधर थे हम, थोड़ा सा और उधर। पेटी उसकी इधर ही। हाँ ये इस पहाड़ी के ऊपर था मैं, अब वो जा रहा था। इधर से कहीं फायर आया, इधर होंगे इसके बंदे। ये रे बस रोक दे, 2 हैं।
एक मेरा
ये 9 वाले को मैं फिनिश कर रहा हूँ, तू आगे वाले को मार दे। बेसल है।
रुक जा बोला भी एक को मारने दे।
वो असल था यार, मैं रुक गया था। मैं
वाह वाह, असल तो मुझे मना है ना मारना। बिठा गाड़ी में।
इसके ऊपर मैं ब्रो गाड़ी चढ़ाऊंगा। किधर है ये? है किधर ये? इसकी हिम्मत कैसे हुई थी? नहीं बोट को सही से मारना, बेइज्जती कर रहा है। बोट फायर देके मार रहा है, टप टप मार रहा था। हमें कंफ्यूजन होगा कि 2 बोट हैं। जो बैठो आए और
ये मार ले।
ओए असल है दे रहे हैं। किधर है वो? रहा बहुत दूर है, दिखा। ओए नॉक दे दिया। ओए भाई का स्प्रे देखा है तूने? बैठ
सारे आओ ना।
नंबर 4 बे दे दिए तेरे भाई ने आज।
Watch out.
स्मोक करना पहले।
एक स्मोक डालो।
अबे स्मोक डाल भाई,
चल सही है सही है सही है सही है सही है।
I'm really sorry.
नो इशू तो तू
भाई देखा क्या दिया है इस M249 वाले को इतना दूर। अबे ग्रिप भी नहीं लगी हुई थी ये देखो अलग। भाई प्रो बना है
कुत्ता
इस तरह
ग्रिप
भाई।
उठा
I
के
got
ले गया।
supplies.
भाई मेरी
और एक
4x की
मैंने
सेंसी ऐसे मैं बताऊंगा तुझे बहुत हार्ड हुई हुई है।
एक मैंने यहाँ मारा था, वो किधर है?
मेरा
चल तो
इश्क भी तू दिलदार भी तू मेरे अंदर भी मेरे बाहर तू मेरा जिक्र भी तू मेरी फिक्र भी तू
अनम गाड़ी चला तू,
मेरी जीत भी
मैं
तू
हेल कर
मेरी
लूं।
हार भी तू। मेरे रिवाइव होना लाजमी था ना उससे भाई, मेरे 8 किलो हो जाते। हाउ चीप। व्हाट
Not
बॉट्स
bad.
व्हाट बॉट।
यार मेरे
चल
3
अभी
हुए हैं।
27 बंदा जिंदा है, 5 किलो और मिल जाना बस सही है।
Okay.
लेकिन बंदे मिले तो, और मिले तो ऐसी जगह मिले कि जहाँ पे हम प्रॉपर फाइट ले सकें। ऐसा ना हो कि ओपन में हम फंसे और वो ऐसा दे रहे हो हमें टपा टप। लेकिन कोई बात नहीं भाई, हमारे पास iPhone 13 Pro Max है।
Not bad.
आगे लौंडे
ओम ओम इधर ही रोक, इधर ही रोक।
नहीं स्नाइपर नहीं अपने पे ब्रो, जरा संभल के खेलेंगे। पेट्रोल
Watch
मुक गया,
out.
पेट्रोल मंगाओ तुसी पहले। और देख वैसे सही ढाके रोका गाड़ी ने। ओए
रुक
मंगाओ
रुक,
पेट्रोल।
पेट्रोल मंगवान दे मुझे।
लोग बंदा दिखा मुझे, मैं इधर से देता हूँ। स्कोडास के अंदर ही गया। ला
अच्छा
गाड़ी ऐसा
कुत्ता पहले बताता है यार। रुको गाड़ी
ले
में
आ
आओ,
गाड़ी।
गाड़ी में आओ सारे।
वो ना भी बिजी होगा लूट में। ओके पाकिस्तानी हमें कवर दो इधर से। अबे यार खसी पेंग ध्यान दे।
इधर
सीधा जाके
रुको।
ये बॉल पे
Watch
ठोकी,
out.
ये बॉल पे ठोकी सीधा। वो जा मार किया किधर जा रहा है? लेफ्ट वाला ये राइट मार किसने किया? ये रहा ऊपर। नेड नूड जो अंदर फेंको। अबे नेड बाउंस होके बाहर आ गया।
ओए ओम वाला ऊपर है।
ओए नॉक हो गया मूली से। चल घुसे। पीछे से पड़ेगी। ओए ओम किधर थी?
Awesome.
किसके पास थी ओम? बताओ जरा, इसको पटके दूं। उठा लिया सुन तूने?
ओम नहीं थी, ओम नहीं थी, ओम नहीं थी।
I
नहीं
got
ओम वाला भी था
supplies.
ना। बंदे सामने 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 ये घर। हसन उठा, वो देगा पुश देगा।
इधर आओ बच्चा, इधर आओ, स्टूडियो में आओ। और हम एक नो क्या यार, क्या कर रहा है?
Form up on me.
मैं नेड फेंक रहा था नीचे।
एक नो किया, तू बैठा हुआ अंदर ही।
नहीं मैं बैठा नहीं, वो नेड आ रहा था ना।
उसे बचा
Form
नंबर
up
4
on
पर
me.
तो जाके।
Thank you.
13 Pro Max
किधर है ये
क्या हुआ?
नंबर 4?
उठा रहा हूँ मैं। ओम पकड़ाओ इनकी, इनमें
Thank
से
you.
होगी किसी के पास। ले गया तू?
ओ मेरे पास है, नीचे M24 छोड़ के आया हूँ मैं, तेरे लिए
भाई
स्पेशल
रख लो,
छोड़ूंगा।
नहीं नहीं रख लो, नहीं चाहिए, हमें नहीं चाहिए ही नहीं।
ना लो।
ब्रो आई नीड किल्स, लेट्स गो।
Okay.
नहीं सबर नहीं है,
हाँ,
नहीं बोती काली है।
बहुत ही ज्यादा। अबे मैं क्या तुमसे होम मांग रहा हूँ, हटो। गरीब लोग, 155 है मेरे पास क्रिस्टल गाड़ी। अबे नहीं, जहाज है। 155 क्रिस्टल में होम का सेट मंगाता हूँ, ग्रोजा मंगाता हूँ। अबे ये सोल्ड आउट, माँ की आंख, मेरे टाइम पे सोल्ड आउट होनी थी ये। रुक जा, मैं क्या वो भी नहीं मंगा सकता ग्रोजा? अबे ग्रोजा भी सोल्ड आउट है, हाउ चीप।
इधर बंदा था हम।
Marked a location.
अरे हम गाड़ी ले, इधर बंदा है।
चल नंबर 4
नंबर 4
पाकिस्तानी।
जल्दी बैठी। वो रहा वो सामने
I
ये।
need consumables.
ओए बहुत गलत रश किया, बैड बैड बैड, जोन के बाहर आए हैं। लूट नहीं, लूट
जल्दी
नहीं,
जल्दी
लूट नहीं,
जल्दी
लूट
जल्दी
नहीं।
जल्दी नंबर 4 जल्दी।
अगर अच्छा हुआ ये एक ही था, स्कोर होता हमारे जते। ये जोन बड़ा छोटा है। इधर देखता हूँ थोड़ा उसमें। कोई फुर्सत
नो।
ऊपर घर देखते हैं। बे बहन चोद, ऊपर वाले घर बड़े मनूस हैं ये।
आगे ड्रॉप
ये
हुआ है।
ये रे ये रे ये रे,
मेरे
ये
बंदे हैं।
कवर में रहा है खेल। बंदा कूदा। अबे नहीं
यार तुम
एक
इसको
नॉक
कर
दिया।
क्या रहा है?
अबे मैंने एक को नॉक दिया ना, वो उसका एक बंदा पीछे कवर दे रहा था, उसने आके मुझे ग्रोजा से मार दिया। चल 28 प्लस मिला, बहुत सही है। 13 किल, इसमें से 8 बॉट, बाकी ऊपर मारे थे।
Demoralized, and there's a chance you might not even make the second super weekend just because you're.
Possibly.
And we points up the teams higher on the leaderboard. There could be a big flip when it comes to the league play. I've seen it before with teams taking the information from the Super League into the league play to kind of get up there. That's a possibility, right?
1,000,000%. And then also when you combine that with just kind of that unknown factor that is league play, when we compare league play across the Super Weekend, anything can happen. And I know those teams that are sitting out right now are ready to get things kicked back off next week.
Oh, do not doubt it. But first, we're about to get into our very last match of this Super Weekend. Once again on Erangel. Let's see who's going to grab this last chicken dinner. See if Zute and Glitter can be proven right. But toss it over to our casters.
Yo, the final game of Super Weekend number 1 PMGC 2021. West side is the best side. Let's get into the game. I'm looking at Aton, I'm looking at Furious Gaming, I'm looking at SMB, and even Football List. These teams at the very bottom, they need to pop off. They need to get this chicken dinner.
Yeah, exactly. They definitely need a pop-off, especially a team like Aton, man. They're all the way in the bottom, sitting. I mean, they've got like 14 games on their name, and they're still like not really able to kind of show themselves up. I don't really know what to expect from a team like that, honestly. If they're not really able to show themselves up over here on this weekend, well, things are really not going to be starting off that great for them even in the future, right? Because we still have some great teams sitting out from this top 16, right? Teams like Exit that are probably going to be coming in the future Super Weekend, hopefully.
Yep.
But yeah, Aton, they definitely need to up their game.
Yeah. 4 teams sitting on the sidelines here this weekend, just taking notes with a little tear dropping from their eyes because of all the points that they missed out on. So they will definitely be coming back next week with that revenge on mind to make it to Super Week 2 here. Zone 1 is going to be favoring that west side. You got Unicorns of Love hovering around Corey. You got the Mad Bulls also around Corey. But right now, my attention has to be on all the teams in the East. You got SMB, you got Aton, you got Fibonacci, you got Knights, you got Eastern Stars, a bunch of teams who are going to need to get this loot real quick and look to reposition, because the east side, I feel like these squads, they're going to have a challenging rotation into circle number 1.
Yeah, they're definitely going to be having challenging rotation. Circle all the way in the left side. Yeah, they will definitely have to move as quick as possible because most of the times the late rotation don't really work out, and Na'Vi is a prime example of that. All the time making those late rotations, things not really working out for them, but maybe this time is what they can try and switch things up a little bit because they have gotten a circle for themselves. They're inside the circle. Maybe they can try and utilize a new pathway, but let's just see how things will be looking like. But these are the highlights of the previous Erangel games, and things really went kind of south for a team like Mad Bulls, but this is their game again. They can try and they can always try and improve their performance.
Yeah, I love some of these highlights. Just kind of reliving the golden times of when you were popping off, right? Nice little player right there from Yin Yang from the Mad Bulls, who a lot of people in the chat, they were calling them Sad Bulls, but I think after today's games, I think they're mad once again, and I'm pretty happy with their overall performance here today. They got that one chicken dinner underneath their belt. Yeah. If I had to ask for a little more from this team in particular, I'd probably just say a couple more kill points, ramp up that aggression here just a little bit, since this is the last and final match of Super Weekend number 1. Might as well, right? As they say, when in Rome, but in this case, when in Super Weekend, might as well try to ramp it up if you are one of these bottom teams. I mean, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you definitely need to step it up, right? And as you talk about teams in the bottom, teams like Aton, they need to ramp it up. I mean, this is their last opportunity, right? Inside the week 1, if they're not really able to perform inside this game, well, pretty much, I would literally just give up on them, right? Because there's just like pretty like low chances, I would say, they're able to do that great even coming inside the Super Weekend too. But still, we never know. This might just be kind of like their learning experience.
Well, hopefully not the learning experience, because if that's the case, you're throwing, right? Because this Super Weekend points, they add up, as Zute mentioned. At the end of the 3 weeks, we're going to take the top teams, top 16, to compete in the finals, and then from the finals, only 6, if I'm not mistaken. Only 6 of these teams will make it to the big stage. So not a lot of teams are going to be punching that ticket to that next round. But before we do get to that, there's a lot of money on the line too. First place, 362,000. Second place, 145,000. Third place, 72,000. And then there's a lot of individual awards going out as well here this season, like the Medic, the Eagle Eye, the Survivor, the Grenade Master, and the Gunslinger roles. So there's a ton of prizes, ton of money on the line to be had here. And at the end of the day, you have to assume these players, they got those dollar bills on their mind here. So we'll see what they can do. And kind of to go back to the story at hand here, I think the bottom teams, I think this is the final match. No, I don't think. I know for a fact this is the final match. But I think they should try something else, right? Whatever they've been doing, it hasn't been working. Aton all the way down there at the bottom, 53 total points, right ahead of Furious Gaming, 60 total points. Like, that's good. That's good and gravy. I think this is the match that you might want to try something, maybe go outside of your comfort zone and just see what happens, because you never know. You could end up getting 2 squad wipes, bunch of points, and maybe even a top 5 finish. And that is exactly what they want, of course, here, if you are one of these teams at the bottom.
I mean, exactly right. Teams like Aton at this point, they should try and realize that, okay, there's nothing really much to lose, right? You can always try and just go full guns blazing. This is the final game anyways. You can try and go to rack up as many kill points as possible. But on the other hand, you talked about Furious Gaming. They've already gotten themselves one chicken dinner, but they're still sitting all the way down there on 15th position. Now, this game as well is quite important for the bottom 3 teams. And Supermassive Blaze, Dave, coming inside, I felt like how they were playing in the league days, I really felt like Supermassive Blaze is going to be doing good, but not really doing that great.
Yeah, big Tron too. Definitely a fan of Tron. And ooh, Xanox. Xanox catching a couple bullets right there to the dome. And we're talking about Aton. Well, here they are making some early moves here this game. And well, this is what they needed. Now what they need is to get the full squad wipe. I think since they did get one knock right there on a Xenox, nothing should hold them back, right? Just push it. Just push it to the limit and see what happens. And well, will Knights be able to retaliate? And I think so. Oops, right there. Oh! Asta with the DP. This is becoming interesting right now.
Yeah, it got taken down quite quick, though. I mean, Coops did try his best to kind of reply back, but instantly got traded in that fight, and now Knights left with quite an uncomfortable position. Now, Milo's over here is trying his best to close the distance on the players, which are on top of the hill. Knights, they've got themselves a little bit of high ground in this one. Knights, I feel like Alucard is quite separated out from the rest of the pack. He's trying to get back to his teammates, but the problem is Knights now are left with only 3 men alive. Xenox out the equation. Knights, I feel like if I'm in their shoes, I do not want to challenge this fight, but they're also taking quite a lot of damage. Oh, Alucard not really looking good.
Nah, you hate the fuel where you got to hit that reload on the DP magazine mid-spray, almost connecting onto Alucard, but looks like those shots from Kari was able to keep Alucard pinned down for the time being. But Aton, are they pushing off for this one? I'm really surprised with that one. To the call to evacuate the push? Okay, I guess.
Well, Duke and Machine now being handed a haircut. He's been knocked out, but the rest should be there without any trouble. Fenerbahce is the team that is still looking for a chicken dinner, but if they keep on playing the way they're playing right now, they don't need one. But Black Dragons, a little bit too aggressive there. Man falls down, instantly gets confirmed. Fenerbahce, though, the backup was there, but the backup now has been silenced by Black Dragons. They're able to isolate these players, and Fenerbahce, they're getting dismantled one by one. And somewhere down the line, the struggle has been shown. Just left with that one last man alive, up and standing, looking pretty healthy, but still, Fenerbahce, this early in the game, those are quite huge casualties. And consider the fact the Unicorns Lover aren't really that far away. They have gotten themselves 141 points. They can try and get that second position back up.
So the hesitation, we are kind of popping back to this Knights Aton fight. The hesitation from Aton right now really is hurting them big time. They had the numbers advantage. They had 4 up just a second ago, and they were already in their vehicles, ready to close that gap, ready to deploy the aggression on top of the Knights. Instead of doing that, they pulled back and they allowed who was left of the Knights to get the heels off, top off here. And now they're down to just 2 in the blue zone. Yeah, this blue zone doesn't hurt too much, but I feel like they could have sealed the deal, ended this fight a long time ago. And even if they take out Knights here, they're probably going to lose 2 squad mates. So, I don't know. Coop's still behind the shack, though. This is Coops, one of the MVPs from North America, going for that M4 spray down, as I like to call it, mowing down the grass right here.
I mean, you can clearly see the pressure from the side of Aton, right? They do realize not really looking that great in the overall ranking, so the pressure is quite understandable. But Coops, man, as you like to call it, the Coops Classic, he's just able to single-handedly mow the entire squad down. Alucard is there on the back lines. He's trying to create an off angle. He's trying to create a flank angle on the players of Aton. Cardi has found himself in a little bit of compound. But again, the separation is there. It's kind of like a 1-1 split. They only left with 2 men alive. Cardi is inside the compound, looking pretty safe. But if you talk about Milos, he's definitely not safe.
Yeah, and, you know, the Knights, they definitely had a window to retreat as well. You know, they had a window to go play the zone. But I think right now it's just full-on revenge mode. They lost Xenox early on from Aton, and they're looking to take them out. So 2v2. Ooh, okay. Coops, though. Let's see what Coops can do from that back line. Does have a Dacia to work with.
Coops well, now forced out in the open. Both of them are taking quite a lot of zone damage. They need to try and make it into, and look at this, Milos got caught off guard out in the open, is trying to use that Rocky up, popping and weaving his way towards the cover, but Coops is the man who's not going to be missing shots like those. He takes him down instantly, and now Cardi is the only man left alive. Aton, this game is really important for you. You cannot let this slip away, and Knights, on the other hand, they're looking pretty safe on the overall ranking, so they can always go for fights like these.
Yeah, Milo's right there. That's a straight up ego fight, right? Milo's in the open, trying to get to that boulder, trying to face check Coops, who had some type of hard cover where they could easily lean peek and get those shots off. Milo's face checking the wrong player in the lobby. I'm just putting that on record right now. Face checking, challenging Coops right here. I don't know, not the call, but I do like that they understand the urgency to try to get some of these kill points. And, you know, at the end of the day, they are kind of doing what we wanted them to do, and that was to turn that aggression dial up here just a little bit for the final match of the evening.
But it definitely didn't work out, Dave, man. I feel kind of bad for a team like Aton. Left with only one last man alive, if I'm not wrong. It's the man Cardi. On the other hand, S2G just leading the charts, looking the kings of West for now. But let's just see how
I didn't even know you could get there. What a spot. What an angle. Okay. You learn something new every day you watch these pro players compete at the top echelons of the competition. And that's one thing, just as a viewer on the sidelines watching, you love to see, because you can see what these pros do and go in the game, implement it, use it yourself, do it yourself, and just up your skills. So that angle right there, 200 IQ. But getting back to the game, I didn't mean to cut you off right there. I just got to point that out, that I just love watching these little interesting plays from these pro players.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I was also kind of like caught off guard with the angle he had gone for himself. But yeah, now you have Knights as well, kind of down to that with just one last man alive. Already a lot of casualties on these couple of teams, including Fenerbahce, Knights, and Aton. And then you have teams like Mad Bull making that rotation. And guess what? Another fight going over here. Football is one of the teams that you really like. And this time they're also getting taken down slowly and steadily. That's quite a risky rotation. Lutz and Solkay are still alive, though. These two players can definitely make a lot of things happen if they try and play things a little safe. H2G as well are on a hunt.
Yeah, it looks like they're just straight up YOLO sending it. Yeah. And they're trying to send it to any spot at this point where they don't get shot at, because they received a ton of shots from multiple teams. And they're actually being hunted down behind them from Tron over here on this buggy, who SMB, they don't look like they're quite done hunting the duo from Footballers quite yet. So this could be somewhat interesting, as SMB, I think, just watching their gameplay right here, they're kind of on the same page as us. They recognize, okay, this is the final match. We are 14th overall. Yes, we did make it to this super weekend, which is a milestone in itself, but they recognize they need to capitalize on this final game. And talk about capitalizing, F2G with the pull-up right here.
Oh, here we go. Trades are happening back and forth. Next, Ruya finds two players down from the side of H2G. And look at this. Frozen still able to put up some style points in this one. Next, Ruya, the Yita as well, is there to clean things up. H2G now down to just those 2 men alive. Actually, scratch that. Just that one last man alive for that team. And now he's going to be having a lot of burden on his shoulder. Actually, no, scratch that as well. He doesn't have any burden. They're just looking really good. They can always just try and go for those yellow plays, just like they did just like they did right now.
Yeah, and you love the drop shot Uzi. I love the Uzi, man. The Uzi, for me, one of the best sounding weapons of the game. Memories right there. So S2G, after that unsuccessful crash, well, they're down to just the solo, who is probably looking at just trying to carry that baton to try to get some placement points. But if they want to get these placement points, they're going to need to fight Gary. They're going to need to fight Mufasa. They're going to need to fight Nunez and Mythic. And it looks like these squad members of Rise, they have an idea that somebody might be near them.
Yeah, they definitely do. They were slowly and steadily crawling their way through there. And guess what? The final man falls down. And so just the final nail in the coffin has been put there. But now, Ghost Gaming as well, right in the kind of center, I would say. They've also gotten themselves one of the best compounds in that circle. So Ghost Gaming looking pretty good for this game. They are set up for success. But let's just find out if they're able to kind of utilize the positioning in the future lines. On the other hand, Na'Vi, one of those teams that are guarding the left side of the edge lines, and Eastern Stars is a team that is looking to cross over from that side, but let's just see if Na'Vi are able to capitalize upon it. On the other hand, Unicorns love as well, making quite a bold and risky rotation, catching a lot of bullets, and guess what? Keth as well from inside of Supermassive Blaze is catching a lot.
Ooh, you saw that? I saw Fresh head into that shack. It was like, psych! See you later. Quick U-turn. So yeah, back to this Na'Vi fight. I really feel like this is a power position when we look at this circle as a whole. Na'Vi, they really need to make sure to gatekeep Eastern Stars. They need to make sure not to allow them to breach their way into this circle on that west side, because Na'Vi could get this fight, win this fight. They're going to have a lot of terrain to deal with moving forward, because most of the teams are on that east side, and we'll have to pay attention to the kill feed, because right now we're sending the helicopter to the north. Looks like at A7, little 2-2 split, trying to keep out Rise right now.
Oh, Carrier able to tank these nades. But Rise, they're also up to a 2-2 split inside this fight. A7 being handed over their high ground now. Rise, they're looking to take it back. A7 looking pretty comfortable in the position they've gotten themselves. Korea as well, it's kind of damaged, but it's fine. Isn't really something to be concerned about. But on the other hand, Na'Vi and Eastern Stars fight still continues. Meku being taken down. Matic left in the clotheslines. And Eastern Stars, on the other hand, though, they're looking pretty strong. They have all four of their players alive. But what do I see from the backlines? We have Nextria as well closing in.
Yeah, they are feeling good after their winner chicken dinner, and they're looking to get the sandwich right now onto Eastern Stars, and it is working out. Talk about just the blessing right now for Na'Vi, because Eastern Stars, they were 100% setting up to make the close, the bridge the gap, and take out Na'Vi. But then from behind, Nextria saying, no, not like this. The backstab is real right now, and it looks like Nextria, look at this formation that they're pulling out right here. They are confident.
Yeah, they're just able to swipe their way in, and now Eastern Stars, as you mentioned, the confidence is clearly being shown from a team like Nextria. Kapahala, the only man left alive inside the smoke. As soon as the smoke's fade away, his position will also be revealed. And guess what? Kapahala, though, managing to find two some great fights, but finally he goes down as well. Kudor barely left on a sliver of HP, but it's fine. Now A7 and Rise, the fight still continues. Rise, Mufasa being taken down. The kill should be confirmed in no time.
But kind of doubling back to that last fight, Mad Bulls in the area. So Mad Bulls are trying to close in on Na'Vi, and the next Rio we just saw right there take out the very clutch play right there to be able to continue to survive. And it looks like they are going to have the window of the smokes to get the pickup on the Frozen and at least have the trio to continue pushing forward this game. But I really do appreciate Mad Bulls. They got a soft 2-2 split right now. They're trying to use their numbers. They're trying to keep tabs on those teams to the north, but also trying to keep tabs on those teams to the east side, just in case the next circle does shift out there to the east. They already have a plan on where to go.
Yeah, it definitely does seem like they definitely do have kind of like a plan, and where they exactly do want to head inside in the future lines. But yeah, as you talk about Aton as well, I'm surprised they're still alive in the game over here, Dave. Cardi is still making his way in. He's still able to just kind of like sneak past through every single squad over here. But now Na'Vi hits today quite a risky rotation. This is quite a risky one. Catches a nade, if I'm not wrong, and gets taken off. I think so. His vehicle just blew off.
Kaboom, right there.
Yeah.
Big old fashioned kaboom. And a lot of these teams right now using these vehicles. We got the fields. There's a couple hay bales. There's some tall wheat to kind of crawl your way through. But besides that, not a lot of cover. And that's where these vehicles are going to be crucial to just surviving right here. And we tend to see a lot of these players, they use these vehicles, they pull up into a nice spot, they step back a couple feet, they blow it up, and then they hide right behind the vehicles, and they use it as cover. We call it build your own fort, and that's exactly what Ghosts are trying to do right here. But the Black Dragons from all the way downtown, golden, just bam, 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 bam. The shots just trying to connect and getting a nice amount of these shots out there, and applying a lot of pressure and damage to Ghosts across the way.
Yeah, definitely. He's able to rack up a lot of damage in that one. But now A7 closing up against a team like Nextria. Geek ties in the clotheslines, gets spotted. Revo takes a lot of damage, but guess what? The backup is there from the side of Senatexa. Saves Revo, and just like that, next Rhea now, they're looking pretty vulnerable. Kudor down quite low. Frozen is the man who's left pretty healthy for now. Nate comes in from the side of A7, quite close. A little bit of damage, and Kudor will just be it. Frozen as well now, taken down quite low. Kudor trying his best to patch himself up. Same things goes with the other player of next Rhea. Is he going to be able to make it? No, instead, he tries to go inside the zone. Wow. He did realize the blue zone is closing in, and he's not going to be able to withstand the damage.
They don't want this smoke, man. A7 seeing the next zone start to close in, and they just pop their 2 vehicles, and they're looking at gatekeep right here. Very heads-up play from A7. Really do appreciate that one. Still 10 teams alive, by the way. Loot's in the kill feed. Getting a couple nice shots out there. Seems like everybody. You got footballers, you got Ghost. Everybody right now just trying to pay attention to any team on the late rotate and taking full advantage of that.
Oh, look at that. Black Dragons, the confidence clearly being shown. They have realized it's the final game. It's a do-or-die moment for a team like that. Feeling quite decent as well, so it's fine. But on the other hand, Unicorns are loved now. Nate's being locked in from both these sides. It's an equal trade of Nate. And guess what? Another Nate lobs quite close from the side of Fenerbahce. Flakies. Nate was able to kind of close the distance in. But guess what? The Nate from Effect, though, this time catches fresh from Unicorns Love. He's trying to crawl to safety. He's trying to crawl back to his teammates.
Pick me up.
I don't feel like he's going to be able to get himself back up because Fresh is quite far away from the rest of the pack.
Pick me up. That is exactly what they're screaming right here, right now in the final matchup, Super Weekend #1. Effect from Mad Bulls. Also just tapping away with the M4, trying to mow down the wheat field out there. Seems like Ghost Gaming cannot catch a break. Next zone does not favor them once again. Effect with the lead peak right there, able to connect onto HH24. And, ooh, Spec, you need to watch them toes, man. You need to watch them toes.
Oh, Ghost. One man down from that squad. Should be back up on his feet in no time. Mad Bull looking pretty good. They're dominating over here. They're definitely looking the one to dominate this one. And guess what? Ghost as well. Now they're catching bullets from the side of GC God from Black Dragons. He has a high ground to work with. He is also able to gather a lot of intel in these final moments. And Furious Gaming, one of those teams that we really want to succeed, and guess what? They're able to actually show up with all their players alive in this one. One man falls down as I talk about it. Big Milo is the man who has been taken down. Nades are being exchanged from both these sides. And Supermassive Blaze not really looking good. They're getting mowed down. Nades are looking quite close. Molly's as well on the board. And, well, just left with only one last man alive.
Holy, so strong. The spread on them, so strong right here. And Furious looks like they're going to try to seal the deal. Pull up with the buggy, trying to get the vehicle run over. The drop shot, though, with the grenade to follow up. Let's see, Scream really low in the health department. Peeking up, though, getting those final shots in right before the chaos erupts here. Because look at this, on the opposite end, Ghost pulling up on Unicorns of Love. Clocking out, though, just a little early after that push.
Oh, threat being silenced from the side of Unicorns of Love now. GC God taking some dig on the enemy hills, and well, one man falls down. Matt Bulls, they're down to just a 3-man squad with that one, but still looking quite good. They have the man number working for them. And guess what? On the other hand, Unicorns of Love as well spots some players out in the open trying to crawl to safety, but they're not going to be able to do so. Black Dragons, as we mentioned, they just have so much info to work with, right? The high ground that they have, they're able to spot each and every single player. They know where they're positioned themselves. And on the other hand, Unicorns of Love, they're taking a lot of damage. They're trying to tank it. But are they going to? That's the question, because their position has been revealed.
Yeah, Black Dragons, they got a player on the roof right there. What they're able to do is gather the intel and just relay that back to their teammates down below behind the broken wall and just pinpoint them exactly where to just pre-fire. That's all they need to do. Just pre-fire on the mark, and maybe some of these shots will inflict some damage. And at this point in the game, any damage is good damage because all the meds are going to be extremely low. So we're down to just 4 teams right here, right now for the final game of Super Weekend #1.
Oh, here we go, final. Oh, there we go. Just tapping away, Golden and Yin Yang quite safe between Haybells and Mad Bulls. They're also able to get the fallen man back up on his feet. Effect is the man who got the rest back up on the fallen man. And guess what? Furious Gaming looking to close up on a team like Unicorns of Love, but they're also not really far away. Nate's being exchanged from both these sides, but the name from Unicorns of Love looks a little bit stronger, and they are going to be wiping them out just like that. Furious Gaming, They had the man advantage in that fight, and still they screw up somehow.
GK first, more like GK clutch right there. Clutching out Furious Gaming. They were able to sneak their way up so close within grenade range on the Unicorns of Love, but their quick decision making, their reaction time was on point. But that window allowed the Black Dragons to pull up on the edge of the zone just a little further, down to just 3 more teams.
Oh, as you mentioned, down to just these final 3 teams left. Black Dragons, Unicorns of Love, and Mad Bulls. All 3 teams, we do know what they're capable of, but Unicorns of Love, they don't really have that man advantage working for them. They're just down to those 2 players alive, GK First and Rollkiss, but they were able to clutch their way through Furious Gaming. Maybe they will let these 2 teams fight against each other, and then maybe they'll find the right moment to strike, and they will strike in. But the nades from Mad Bulls, they're keeping Unicorns of Love under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, 3v3, v2. Black Dragons and Mad Bulls, they need this chicken dinner more than Unicorns of Love, but the duo, you cannot discount them. Golden, though, going to be cooking this grenade, thinking about where should I toss this one. They tossed a couple grenades behind this buggy right ahead of them, where Ying Yang is finding no success, but they know for a fact there is somebody over here, and yep, they're going to be receiving some shots, and elite peek! Oh! Ying Yang does not stop!
Oh, don't peek him like that, but the nade from GC, yup, as you like to say, got him. And Yin Yang being taken down now is crawling back to his teammates. But again, if he does, I don't even think so it's going to be possible to get the res back upon Yin Yang. He's pretty much gone case at this point. Rollkiss trying to move in from the left. He does know there is someone on the left lines. For Crimson now spotted. Whips out the DP, takes a couple of shots, tries to pre-fire. And Rollkiss, though, he doesn't really have the tree working in his favor. It's a little too skinny. And guess what? Mad Bulls now, they're looking at third party this entire situation. They do realize Black Dragons are there quite vulnerable. And guess what? Just like that, the nade deals a lot of damage on the effect, and GC God puts the final bullet into him.
Black Dragon blowing hot fire out here, but GK First, talk about a player that has been feeling it this game. We saw him take out Furious a little bit ago. 6 kills so far. UMP versus UMP from GC God. Black Dragons versus Unicorns of Love. Who will get the chicken dinner?
Oh no. With that fight, yep, with those bullets being sprayed from the UMP, gives his position away, and just like that, Black Dragons, they don't need to sweat anymore. Unicorns of Love, final man revealing his position, gets taken down instantly. Didn't realize